uh, either tackle somebody or miss the tackle, and then you get a slide for a while. But,
face mask full of dirt.
Oh, yeah.
Dirt and mud.
Good memories, but not something you'd want to do again.
No, we'll pass on that. Well, we opened up, of course, at Halstead, and we're hosting Larned in the home opener on the 16th, which is next Friday. We're on our way to Haven. Then we have Hillsboro at home, and then we're at Heston to finish out the month of September, and then we're home against Lyons. Then we're at Rock Creek starting district, and at Chapman before hosting Clay Center to round out the year. So it'll get started in a hurry, and September's already 2 games gone now in September, and it'll be interesting to see how it all works out. But it'll be a fun season, and it looks like the players, or at least the Smoky Valley players, have got all their pads on, and they're inching out to get out to the field. So we may only be about another 30 minutes away from kickoff here. We were hoping to get a 7:30 kickoff, so we may be that right. Class 4A Division II, and they'll have a new number count after the 20th of September. They always announce for Division II, and the smallest school at 204 being Kingman. Kingman is the smallest 4A Division II school, so they were the last one that stayed in Class 4A to go from going to 3A. But they're 204. 205 is Goodland. Concordia is 224. Chapman 269. Lindsborg Smoky Valley at 218 students. And Rock Creek is 211. And Clay Center, who we also play in our district, is 200 down.
Once again.
Peter again, so we're still another 30 minutes away. And Andale is the smallest school in Class 4A Division I at 320 students. Then you go to the big schools, and 1,796 is the biggest school. That's Wichita East High School, 1,796 students. And Hutchison is the smallest school in Class 6A at 1,123. Then the biggest school in 5A Division, or just one division of 30. And 5.
That 3. Oh, and that's the all clear.
Oh, that's the all clear. So here comes the fans into the stand. So we're gonna get closer here eventually. Class 3A has 64 schools in it. It goes from 203 students down to 119, which is Arma, Northeast Atchison, Mar Hill. That's the smallest school, and the biggest school at 203 is Larned. So Larned is a 3A Division school. And here come the Smoky Valley Vikings now out on the field. Class 2A, it goes from 119 students. And as I'm perusing through here to find the biggest school there, it is 119 with Sedgwick. The smallest is 63, and that's La Crosse. And then they have 8-man Division I, which is 50 schools. And that ranges from 99 students in Ellenwood to Langdon, Fairfield, which is 60 students. And then they go down to 8-man Division II, which is 59 students. And the smallest is 27. And 59 is Jetmore, Hodgman County. And the smallest is Fowler at 27. And that is students in the 9th, 10th, and 11th grade only. So that's 3 years worth of school that those numbers are taken from, and that will be it. We're going to get ready. We're going to take a break here. It's a 2-minute break, I think, Jared, or why don't you go ahead and put 3 minutes of commercials on. They've reset the clock for 30 minutes, and I think we'll be starting, hopefully, in about 3 minutes, because the Smoky Valley Viking football team is out on the field, and we are maybe going to have football here after a while. We'll take a break and be back right after this.
The Bank of Teskit proudly supports the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. With locations in Salina, Lindsborg, Lincoln, and Teskit, the Bank of Teskit is always there for your convenience. Whether it's personal banking, business banking, refinancing, or taking out a new loan, come see why the Bank of Teskit is rated 5 stars by Bauer Financial. The Bank of Teskit. Generations of confidence, relationships for life. Member FDIC. Go Vikings and go Swedes.
Athletes, wineries, pubs, famous chefs, and brides and grooms from across the country have in common? They all purchase custom-etched glass at glassdecorators.com. HempsloydGlassDecorators.com has been providing carefully crafted etched glass for nearly 30 years. An effective tool for company branding, etched glasses are also perfect for school and civic groups, special occasions, and that one-of-a-kind gift they won't receive anywhere else. Hempsloyd Scandinavian Specialties and GlassDecorators.com, supporting Smoky Valley Athletics since 1984.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Don Bankston and Farm Bureau Financial Services. Good luck, Vikings and Swedes, in all your games this year. Boyd Accounting, wishing the best of luck to the Smoky Valley Vikings and City of North Estimates. Call them today in Salina or McPherson, or visit them online at odcnck.com. And the Rollander Agency, your Lindsborg Realtor, online at rollanderonline.com. Thank you for supporting Lindsborg Athletics.
Wake up feeling puny? Can't stand up straight? Does your toddler have a croupy cough? Don't worry. The Family Health Care Clinic at Lindsborg Community Hospital now has walk-in sick clinic hours. Every Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m., you can be seen without an appointment for what ails you. This service available only to established patients of the Family Health Care Clinic. For more information, visit lindsborghospital.org. That's lindsborghospital.org.
Game day starts and finishes at Farley's Bar and Grill in located at one establishment, offers a wide variety of drink and food specials. Come try their jalapeno poppers, coconut chicken tenders, or their classic Monte Cristo. Then wash it down with an ice cold beer or tall glass of wine. Farley's Bar and Grill at the corner of Lincoln and Main in downtown Lindsborg. Farley's, your game day headquarters for the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. This Rockingham Media production is brought to you in part by the Bank of Teskit. Generations of confidence, relationships for life. Member FDIC. Go Vikings and go Swedes. The Swedish Country Inn. Best of luck to the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Need overnight lodging? Visit Sweden in God's love.
Welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field, where the Larned Indians and the Smoky Valley Vikings are now out on the field. They had a little bit interesting formation as they marched in shoulder to shoulder all the way on the side of the field, the far side of the field, and into the north end zone. And then now they're coming and running out and lining up on the field. And they have one big boy out there on the line, that senior, and looks like about 6'3", and he didn't move so bad when they run out there and get their formation. But they've got more than we do. They've got some pretty big, got some pretty good numbers out there. I didn't count their numbers, but I think it was, somebody said 65 was maybe the number that they had. You can kind of look that up for us. But we're now about 26 minutes away from kickoff of the game tonight, and we certainly hope there'll be no more delays. So we'll be ready to broadcast this game for you. But again, the Vikings were on the short end of a 36-6 game at Halstead. Pratt also on the short end of a 31-16 game. Again, that was their home opener, so they probably felt a little worse about their loss than the Vikings did. But they've got to clear up some mistakes. We've had Coach Lambert's interview on, and he said, they had some pluses and minuses, but it just takes, it's going to take a full team effort tonight, and I'm anxious to see. I haven't really looked yet, but Riley Odell went out with an injury. I'm hoping that Riley is back on the field and able to play again tonight.
Yeah, at least he said he was going to be out there participating, so hopefully we can get the offense kicking on all cylinders and get something going tonight. Get some holes blocked up front by the big linemen and get some good running by the running backs.
Yeah, we got some good size on the line, but if these two guys that are so big for Larned are taking up the middle, they're going to be hard to move, so they'll have their work cut out for them. But it's the home opener of the Vikings 2016 season, and a lot of excitement with the big booster club. The People's Bank and Trust donates all the proceeds from their booster club dinner tonight for the tailgate dinner to the high school booster club. So by the size of the crowd that's filtered in here now and sitting down in the stands, it looks like it'll be a good group, a good meal. It was a good meal, so hopefully it'll be good and we'll be ready to go. But the Vikings are led by their senior group, and I had that number here, and I have misplaced it, but Vikings have 55 players out for football this year, and they've got just about an equal number of seniors and juniors and sophomores and freshmen, so they've got a good squad that will be ready. We'll take another. Go ahead.
I counted 62 on the program for Larned.
62, so that's a little bit better than we are, and they've got, like I mentioned in that enrollment, they got a few more kids to choose from, so it'll be good. And, oh, by the way, last time the Smoky Valley played Larned, any idea?
No.
I got it from Mr. J. Myers today, 2009 and 2010. They were in our football district, and we beat them both years. So we are 2-0 all time against Larned. I think that's the only time we've ever played them. So we are 2-0 all time. We would certainly that up for you, and that's good too. Okay, we'll take a break, 2-minute break, Jared, and we'll be back, and we'll talk about some positions, some starting lineups, some defense. We haven't talked about offense or defense statistics yet from last week. You're listening to Smoky Valley Football. Hopefully we're going to be ready to start about 7:30. Back after this.
Yeah, sure, the weather may be enjoyable now, but those brisk icy winds aren't far away. Keep Jack Frost out of your garage, out of your home, and, most importantly, out of your pockets. Let Overhead Door eliminate those pesky air leaks with a cold weather tune-up for the biggest opening of your home, your garage door. This month, Overhead Door Company is offering a 20% discount on all top, side, and bottom seals within
Club of Lynchburg in the Bethany College cafeteria to hear from all the Swedes and Vikings sports coaches. Did you know you can purchase custom-etched glassware at the Hemsloyd? It's a perfect one-of-a-kind gift. Hemsloyd Scandinavian Specialties and GlassDecorators.com, supporting athletics in the Smoky Valley since 1984. Anderson Body Shop, the place for all your auto collision needs, and your local Green Mountain Grill distributor. And Fuel Unlimited. Call Troy Ditto at 832-2331 for fast fuel delivery when and where you need it most. Go Vikings and go Swedes. Game day starts and finishes at Farley's Bar and Grill in downtown Lynchburg. Located at 101 North Main, this upscale, one-of-a-kind establishment offers a wide variety of drink and food, jalapeno popper, ice cold beer, or tall glass of wine. Farley's Bar and Grill at the corner of Lincoln and Main in downtown Lynchburg. Farley's, your game day headquarters for the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. This broadcast is brought to you in part by People's Bank and Trust, a proud supporter of Bethany College and Smoky Valley. Go Swedes and go Vikings. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Lynchburg Hardware, your local home improvement store, located in downtown Lynchburg. Go Swedes and go Vikings. Arn Reinert, CPA LLC, providing tax and accounting services in the Smoky Valley area as a proud supporter of Smoky Valley and Bethany activities. And Haspin Termite and Pest Control. All you need to know about pest control. Call today for fast, friendly service.
Welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field. We're both teams out on the field getting warmed up for what we're hoping will be a 7:30 start. Again, I want to thank sponsors helping us with our part of the broadcast, included Art Shirt, Harry Malary, a new twist on hair, Aflac and John Magnuson, Viking Auto, Dennis Blomberg, Mari and Daryl Loader, Smoky Valley Chiropractic, Scott and Susan Achenbach, Lindbergh Family Dental, Eric and Cheryl Peterson, Phoenix Restoration, a friend of mine, Ryan Swanson, helps us out with that, and Emil Gallant Tire and Auto for helping us with our travels and our expenses for that. Smoky Valley, 183 yards on 50 plays last week. Halstead, 313 yards on 53 plays. Vikings were 4 of 9 passing for 105 yards. Halstead was just 1 of 2 for 12 yards. Rushing, the Vikings had 78 rushes on 41 attempts. Halstead was running up and down the field with a couple of those big plays, 51 carries for 301 yards. Individually, Kyle Anderson led the way with 12 carries for 55 yards. Blake Hebel had 7 carries for 19. Kai Shugren, 7 for 11. Tim Lambert got half a dozen carries for just 5 yards. And Riley Odell, 3 carries, 3 yards. And Brett Heitschmidt getting sacked a couple of times. He ended up with minus 15 on the night. Lake Heimerman, he was their big yardage gainer. He had 21 attempts for 154 yards. Chase Van Steenberg, he was their quarterback. He had 13 carries for 94 yards. Antonio Morris, I would have guessed he would have had more yardage than that because we were talking about him quite a bit, but he ended up with 7 carries and 30 yards. So that is a little bit about how the Vikings did last week. And talking to Coach Lambert, he said they've got a big fullback here that Larned has. They're worried about the big fullback. He wears number 34, I believe, 6'2", 240, so that he doesn't with their big linemen. The Viking defense is going to be tested a little bit tonight.
Yeah, they're going to have to really play heads up on defense. They need to smack some people out of the way, even though some of them got a couple big guys out there are going to be hard to do. Maybe they can run around them if it doesn't delay them too far. But they really got to get going on defense and limit Larned to what they're doing and then get our offense fired up.
And he said special teams, they had a little bit extra practice every day. They practice special teams every day, a little bit, a session. And so they had a little extra sessions for that this week. And I'm sure they're going to be trying to figure out a way to make their game for going. I see Riley Odell is the fullback in that right in the middle there. So looks like Riley Odell is going to be a starter for the Vikings tonight. And we'll be getting those starters for you here in just a little bit. But the all clear, Darryl said, was the 3 beeps that we heard. We were hoping that wasn't another delay of the start of the game, but it was the all clear. And so hopefully all the storms and everything. There's sure some dark-looking clouds as we look off to the east and south. So no question that it's going to be a little bit of an interesting night, no question about that. But hopefully it won't be like we had a few years ago when we had to move our game, Darryl. That was a pretty interesting night.
Well, that was not really Mother Nature involved in that, so.
Not at all. Defensively, the leading tackler for the night last week at Halstead was Kyle Anderson with 5 solo tackles and 1 assist. Beck Elliott with 4 solo tackles and 3 assists, and Ethan Wampler with 1 tackle and 6 assists. And it was just kind of a team effort all the way up and down that area of defense. So they need to play very well again. We'll take another 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll talk about starting lineups. You're listening to Smoky Valley Football. Hopefully a start within about the next 15 minutes. Back right after this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Don Bankston and Farm Bureau Financial Services. Best of luck to the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Overhead Door Company of North Central Kansas, offering free estimates. Call them today in Salina or McPherson or visit them online at odcnck.com. And the Rolander Agency, your Lindsborg Realtor, online at rolanderonline.com. Thank you for supporting Lindsborg Athletics. Game day starts and finishes at Farley's Bar and Grill in downtown Lindsborg. Located at 101 North Main, this upscale, one-of-a-kind establishment offers a wide variety of drink and food specials. Come try their jalapeno poppers, coconut chicken tenders, or their classic Monte Cristo. Then wash it down with an ice-cold beer or tall glass of wine. Farley's Bar and Grill at the corner of Lincoln and Main in downtown Lindsborg. Farley's, your game day headquarters for the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. This program is brought to you in part by Farley's Bar and Grill, your game day headquarters for the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Downtown at the corner of Lincoln and Main, the Berger Sanzane Memorial Gallery, cultivating the arts in the Smoky Valley since 1957. Visit them online at sanzane.org. Auburn Pharmacy, your hometown Lindsborg pharmacy, proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. And Farmers State Bank of Lindsborg. Good luck to the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes this season. Member FDIC. Bethany College Swedes succeed. Bethany students lead lives of faith, learning, leadership, global citizenship, and more. Swedes succeed in their careers and their communities. Learn more at www.bethanylb.edu.
And welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field on the campus of Bethany College. And good luck and best wishes to Bethany College as they take off and go to Oklahoma City area to play Langston University, a team lost to here at home last year. So they're on the road tomorrow night. I believe it's a 7 o'clock kickoff down in at one of the high schools down there in Oklahoma, so they've got their work cut out for them on a long road trip. They were tripped up 42-3 last week up at Hastings College in Nebraska, so Coach Paul Hubbard and his staff want to get back on the winning track and get in her first win of the year, but it'll be a big test, no question about that. It's time for some starting lineups. You got Larned Darrell and their offense. What do you see the Indians? How do you see them lining up tonight?
Well, they got number 1, Anthony McConnell, 5'9", junior, 190-pound running back. DeMonte Phillips, number 3, a 6'2", junior, 185-pound wide receiver. Number 4, Colby Keith, 5'11", senior, 185 pounds, wide receiver. Number 5, Carson Smith, 5'8", junior, 145 pounds. He is the quarterback. Number 11, David Valadez, is a 5'9", junior, 150-pound wide receiver. Number 34, Nate Williams, 6'2", senior, 240-pound running back. Number 52, Tim Gardia, is 5'7", 190-pound offensive line. 55, Jeremiah Slattery, 5'10", junior, 215 offensive line. 56, Kelton Barrett, 5'11", junior, 205 offensive line. 60, Jordan Taylor, 5'9", offensive line. And Deshaun Clark, number 76, is that big 6'4", senior, 320-pound offensive lineman.
He is a man out there. He towers above everybody, and you don't ever want to see anybody get hurt, but I wouldn't mind him going down with a little ankle sprain in about the second or third play of the game and helping out our Vikings, no question about that. The Vikings, they'll start the linemen. The linemen will start. Number 51, Beck Elliott. He's a 6'2", senior, 185. Skylar DeMott wears number 55. He's a 6-foot senior, 245. Number 63, Ethan Wampler. He's a sophomore, 6'1", 235. Alex Goodwin, he's a senior, 6'1", 240 pounds. And Alan Wampler, another senior, 6'2", 195. Number 15, Brett Heitschmidt, is the quarterback. He is behind him. It'll be number 44, Riley Odell. He's a junior, 5'11", 200. And the tailback starting out will be Kai Shugan. He's a 6'3", 195-pound junior. And then the wide receivers will be Ross Schrog, number 34. He's a 6-foot senior, 175. And the other one will be Garrett Forsberg. He wears number 7. He's a 6'3", 180 pound. Safety is number 65, Alan Wampler, 6'2", 195. And the linebacking crew, Blake Hebel, a sophomore, 5'11", 170. Kyle Anderson, a junior, 6'2", 190. And Riley Odell, a 5'11", junior, at 200. And then the defensive lineman will be Beck Elliott, 6'2", 185. Skylar DeMont will also start on defense. He's 6 foot 245. Ethan Wampler at 6'1", 235. And the other one is Max Howe, a senior, 6'8", 235. And that's how the Vikings will start both offense as well offensively for you. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll have some more pregame. The clock says 9 minutes until we be kicking off, and we hopefully will be about that. You're listening to Smoky Valley Football pregame, back right after this.
This Rocking In Media production is brought to you in part by Lindsborg Community Hospital and Family Health Care Clinic, supporting concussion safety and impact testing for all athletes who call the Smoky Valley home. First Bank Kansas, your friendly hometown bank with locations in Lindsborg, McPherson, and Salina. Member FDIC and Phelps Seed. Backing the Swedes with Pioneer. Science with service, delivering success. Call Aaron at 493-2418 or Brandon and go Vikings.
Do you know what major TV networks, Hall of Fame athletes, wineries, pubs, famous chefs, and brides and grooms from across the country have in common? They all purchase custom-etched glass at glassdecorators.com. Glassdecorators.com has been providing carefully crafted etched glass for nearly 30 years. An effective tool for company branding, etched glasses are also perfect for school and civic groups, special occasions, and that one-of-a-kind gift they won't receive anywhere else. Hemsloyd Scandinavian Specialties and glassdecorators.com, supporting Smoky Valley athletics since 1984.
This program is brought to you in part by Farley's Bar and Grill, your game day headquarters for the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Downtown at the corner of Lincoln and Main, the Berger Sanzane Memorial Gallery, cultivating the arts in the Smoky Valley since 1957. Visit them online at sanzane.org. Auburn Pharmacy, your hometown Lindsborg pharmacy, proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. And Farmers State Bank of Lindsborg. Good luck to the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes this season. Member FDIC.
August is back to school time, and Overhead Door knows you have a lot on your mind. Did the kids remember their house key? Did the kids lose their house key? Will they be able to get in the house when they get home? Let Overhead Door eliminate the worry and confusion with a keyless entry for your garage. This month, Overhead Door Company is offering 50% off a worry-free keyless entry system with the purchase of an installed operator. Overhead Door Company of North Central Kansas in Salina and McPherson. Online at ODC and
welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field, the nice turf field of Smoky Valley, written across the north end of the end zone, and Bethany written across the south end zone here. And we are getting closer and closer to the start of tonight's game. And again, congratulations going to the Smoky Valley tennis team this past week, taking third place at their home invitational. Heston winning, and Central Plains, I believe it was, taking beat the Vikings, but Bella and Rhodes ended up taking third in doubles, Kara Haxton sixth in singles, and Tegan Miller eighth in singles. And the JV tennis team has been very successful in their matches, and so the Smoky Valley tennis is off and running in a good deal, and so is the cross-country team. Calvin Shannon has won 2 events so far. The boys placed 4th in the Heston meet just yesterday, and that was at a muddy golf course at Heston. And in the girls placing was Haley Pretty 10th, Helena Mader 11th, and Gracie Lott 14th. And then the Viking volleyball team was a winner over Heston at their home meet and a narrow loss to Cheney. So they went 1-1 at their last home meet, and they did a very nice job. It's time for the national anthem. We'll take another break and be back right after this.
Bethany College Swedes succeed. Bethany students lead lives of faith, learning, and service as they find their own pathways on Bethany. Learn more at www.bethanylb.edu. This program is brought to you in part by Farley's Bar and Grill, your game day headquarters for the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Downtown at the corner of Lincoln and Main, the Berger Sanzane Memorial Gallery, cultivating the arts in the Smoky Valley since 1957. Visit them online at sanzane.org. Auburn Pharmacy, your hometown Lindsborg pharmacy, proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. And Farmers State Bank of Lindsborg. Good luck to the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes this season. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field. And again, if you're at home listening and you've got internet capability, you can go to live.smokyvalley.org, live.smokyvalley.org to pick up live video and audio. I think our audio is going right over the video, so you'll be able to watch and see a little bit. Thanks to Mike Rose and his crew for technology doing that. Mike's also a big help to us all year long, making sure all our broadcasts are going. Get you turned on here.
They got to get the offense going. There's no question of that. You can't. If you don't score points, you can't win. So they got to get the offense clicking on all cylinders, moving the chains, and come up big on defense, get a bunch of stops, hopefully turnovers. I know there was 4 turnovers each last week, so that kind of evened out. But, you don't want to have any turnovers. Like to have them have a lot more than we do tonight.
Yeah, no question about that. And looking at my radar, we're just so close to being in the rain and the lightning, but it just looks like it really is south of McPherson now, so we should be good. And it's cooled off to about an 80-degree temperature. We're getting started here now, just a little bit after 7:30, so it'll be a little bit different to get used to. And as we say when we go out and do these broadcasts, game in and game out, year in and year out, it's we always run into something new every time.
That's what keeps things interesting, I think.
Yeah, no question about that. We're that way for sure. We're going to take our final timeout. When we come back, we'll have the coin toss and the kickoff of tonight's game. You're listening to Smoky Valley Football. Back after this 2-minute timeout.
Tonight's broadcast offering free estimates. Call them today in Salina or McPherson, or visit them online at odcnck.com. And the Rolander Agency, your Lindsborg Realtor, online at rolanderonline.com. Thank you for supporting Lindsborg Athletics. Game day starts and finishes at Farley's Bar and Grill in downtown Lindsborg. Located at 101 North Main, this upscale, one-of-a-kind establishment offers a wide variety of drink and food specials. Come try their jalapeno poppers, coconut chicken tenders, or their classic Monte Cristo. Then wash it down with an ice-cold beer or tall glass of wine. Farley's Bar and Grill at the corner of Lincoln and Main in downtown Lindsborg. Orders for mornings at 7 a.m. in the Bethany College cafeteria to hear from all the Swedes and Vikings sports coaches. Did you know you can purchase custom-etched glassware at the Hemsloyd? It's a perfect one-of-a-kind gift. Hemsloyd Scandinavian Specialties and GlassDecorators.com. Supporting athletics in the Smoky Valley since 1984. Anderson Body Shop, the place for all your auto collision needs. And your local Green Mountain Grill distributor. And Fuel Unlimited. Call Troy Ditto at 832-2331 for fast fuel delivery when and where you need it most. Go Vikings and go Swedes.
Do Do you know what major TV networks, Hall of Fame athletes, wineries, pubs, famous chefs, and brides and grooms from across the country have in common? They all purchase custom-etched glass at glassdecorators.com. HempsloydGlassDecorators.com has been providing carefully crafted Dutch glass for nearly perfect for school and civic groups, special occasions, and that one-of-a-kind gift they won't receive anywhere else. Hempsloyd Scandinavian Specialties and GlassDecorators.com, supporting Smoky Valley Athletics since 1984.
With the win, they'll be defending the north goal, so hopefully Skylar DeMott will get a big kickoff ready to go, and we will be ready for action here momentarily as the officials are meeting at the 50-yard line. They've got a game ball ready to go, and we are finally, never done an hour pregame before, we are finally ready to go.
Well, we got through it, had lots of information, and hopefully everybody's stuck with us and are ready for a great night of football.
Again, live.smokyvalley.org is where you can find the matchup. And deep for Larned will be number 4, return Colby Keith, as well as number 3. I think it's 3, DeMonte Phillips. It would be the returner. The 2 deep guys back about the 10-yard line. So Vikings in their orange home uniforms, black pants, black helmets, orange and black socks, or as the ball fell off the tee. Larned in their all-white uniforms. They have orange lettering and black helmets, so it's like Darryl said, orange and black against orange and black. Vikings hope they'll spread out and get a little more contained. The widest person over there is number 9 on that, Dalton Klein, and he is the far guy. So we'll see what Larned does. The white hat has said, let's play ball, and it's a high driving kick, and it's going to go out of the end zone. And Larned will have it 1st and 10 at 20 yards. So DeMott really put his foot into that one, and no run back on that one, Darryl. That's a plus already.
Yeah, well, a little bit of wind behind it, but a great kick. Great kick. Good way to start. Got him at the 20. Let's not let him go any further.
1st and 10, Halstead. Ball at the 20-yard line to start this sequence, and under center will be the quarterback, Carson Smith. That big lineman we talked about, he sets up here on the left side. So he's going to go in shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the right side, a flanker to the left. Now in motion. And it's a run up the middle. First guy up the middle, big run, and big guy number 1. He's got first down yardage and more. He's up to near the 20-yard line. Pickup on the first play. So not a good start for the Viking defense to give up that much yardage. And it's 1st down and 10 for Larned.
They had a big hole right there up the middle for him to run. And he got probably about 5 yards anyway before anyone even touched him.
Wide receiver each way, flanker each way. It's a quarterback keeper coming to the near side. He's in trouble. Vikings' pursuit is good, and that's only a yard pickup or so. Odell and Ethan Wampler, and Skylar DeMott on the tackle. 2nd down and 8, just a 2-yard keeper for the quarterback Smith, but he was all alone. He had, when Bethany first started doing that zoo formation, everybody out in behind, nobody even close to the quarterback. This time he will bring the big fullback with him, 2 flankers, 2 wide receivers. Oh, that should have been motion. Quarterback keeper, he's got some room in the secondary. He's across midfield and down to the 48-yard line, so he picked up about 10 on that play. And 2 first downs already, and they've got into Viking territory. The quarterback, that was a different quarterback. That was Colby Keith, wasn't it, that carried that ball? Because I thought he got up, so I think they put it in kind of like a Wildcat formation, but I think that was number 4 that carried that one. I'm not positive. 2 receivers right. Here's a toss to the far side, and a little bit of running room down to the 45, and Wampler and Odell in on the tackle after they pick up about 4 on the play. Down across the 45 down to the 44-yard, and that was McConnell on that carry. A direct pitch from the quarterback Smith that time. Their personnel running in and out all the time here. Now number 4 comes in, but he's not the quarterback this time. 2 receivers each way, still shotgun formation for the quarterback Smith. With a running back beside him, he's going to throw it out in the flat. It's caught. Trying to zigzag and get close to first down yardage is the receiver on that play. Number 15 or 12, I can't. It's 15. They're hard numbers to read. Dalton. And he gets up to the 40. The ball is laying right on the 40-yard line, so it's 3rd down and a long one for the Larned Indians. Quarterback, 2 flankers, 2 wide receivers in that pistol formation. Comes a big fullback running up the middle, and he's got first down yardage, but just barely. He may not even have it at the spot. Almost looks like it's 4th down, so he did not get it. I thought he might have gotten it, but Riley Odell and DeMont coming off the bottom of that pile. And it is 4th down and short. So 4th down play here early in this game. 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And they're going to bring the chains on and measure. So they decided they better measure, but so momentarily as they bring the chains across for the first time. Don't recognize anybody on this officiating crew here tonight. So yeah, it's definitely short.
About 4 inches.
Yeah. About the width of the white line, so we didn't get any stats from Arnold, whether they had any turnovers or anything, but this would certainly be a nice time for a bad snap or a turnover to stall this drive out. Still that shotgun formation for the quarterback. And it is number 4 in the Wildcat. He's being stopped, and it is. Great pursuit. It was that Wildcat formation, and number 4 was the quarterback that time, Colby Keith. He took it and tried to power team to the right, and the Viking pursuit got through there and stopped and turned it over on down. So after driving, the Vikings stop Larned, and they have it now 1st and 10. Ball will be at the 41-yard line. It's a great defense by the Viking, the front 5. Heitschmidt will go under center. He's got wide receiver to the near side. Handoff to first guy through, Kyle Anderson, and he's got first down yardage on his first carry. But Kyle Anderson powers his way through. 1 carry, 1 first down. It wasn't a 20-yard ride, like 11-yard pickup. The Vikings are now in Indian territory. No score. 8.5 minutes left to go in this first quarter. A delayed start, if you're wondering. We're just underway. Heitschmidt gives it off to Odell. He powers his way down to the 41-yard line. Riley Odell gets good yardage up there, about 5, maybe 6 yards on the carry. So 2nd down and a long 3, short 4 for the Vikings. That's the ball just outside the 41-yard line. So 2 nice runs to start off for the Vikings. Like you mentioned, to get going, it's a very good offensive production. Schrag out wide to the near side. Flanker is Shugan to the far side. Comes Odell running strong. He's got first down yardage right up the middle again. So move the chains for the Vikings one more time. And they've got back-to-back first downs now. They didn't have a couple of first downs till late in the first quarter, I don't think, at Halstead last week. The Vikings seem to be moving the ball fairly well here early. Wide receiver Abel on this side. Odell and Anderson behind Heitschmidt. Here's Anderson getting out into the open. He's across the 20. or near the 20, across the 30, and he's got first down yardage on that carry, so he's got another Viking first down. So Kyle Anderson reading those blocks good, and those blocks from the linemen Elliott, DeMott, Wampler, and Goodwin are doing a nice job of containing this Larned team. The team they've got out there defensively, Darrell, is not a very big team, it looks like. Their big guys are on the sideline right now.
Yeah, I think they got them saved for offense, the way it looks.
Evidently. Heitschmidt under center. Going to go with Odell powering through the middle, and he's going to get across the 20 into about the 18-yard line. So he'll pick up nearly 5 yards on that carry. So Riley Odell sure looks strong after sitting out more than a half of the game last week. He sure looks strong now on this opening drive. Max Howe now to play his first time on offense. The Vikings have it second down and we'll say 5. Power I formation this time. Here comes Kyle Anderson. He's got room again. He's down near the 10-yard line, inside the 10, down to about the 9. With Kyle Anderson powering his way, picking his little spots to go through. And the offensive lineman and the blockers ahead of him, Odell and Shugren, both got ahead of Anderson that time and opened some holes up. And it's first and goal for the Vikings here, 6:20 and counting in the first quarter. Their opening possession, they got the ball. The defense stopped Larned on downs at the 40-yard line, and they've driven from the 40. They are knocking on the door. Heitschmidt under center. Here comes Odell in the middle. And Odell's going to get across the 5-yard line down to about the 4. So he picked up nearly 5 yards right up the middle. Tough yardage. Here comes the big boy now coming right in to anchor the middle of the field. Big boy in Sean Clark, the one we talked at 6'4", 320.
He's playing a nose guard.
He's the nose tackle, so that means we'll probably go wide. See what happens. Here goes Riley Odell right up the middle. He gets down to about the 1-yard line, 1 or 2-yard line. See where they spot it. Odell at the 2-yard line. So third and goal. Ball just outside the 2-yard line for the Vikings. Substitutions in. The Vikings need some power. Need to make a hole. Get I formation with Anderson and Shugren and Odell behind Heitschmidt. Here comes Kyle Anderson powering near the goal line. Touchdown! Kyle Anderson takes it in from 2 yards out, and the Vikings get on the board at the 4:56 mark. A 2-yard Kyle Anderson run.
Kyle is just powering his way through that line, getting some good blocks, churning, and just working hard, and that's what the Vikings needed tonight.
And holding the ball with 2 hands. He never did just hold it with 1. He was wrapped up with 2. They're going to go for 2 here. A lot of motion. Nobody called. Heitschmidt's going to tape it himself, and he's not going to get it. Whistle is blown, and the 2-point conversion fail. But our score was 4:56 left to go in the first quarter. Smoky Valley 6. Larned 0 back after this 30-second timeout.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Salina Regional Orthopedic Clinic. Comprehensive orthopedic care. All you need to keep moving forward. By Salina Regional Urgent Care Clinic. Skip the wait with online check-in. SalinaUrgentCare.com. Life isn't childproof. And by Salina Regional Imaging and Diagnostics. Because the right treatments always start with an accurate diagnosis.
Tonight is the People's Bank and Trust Tailgate Party on 95.5 The Rock.
Welcome back to and welcome back to Smoky Valley Football. Don Binks along with Darrell Johnson. We got Jared Bass working the controls for us once again, doing a marvelous job up there at the studio on West Cloud Street in Salina, 95.5. Again, live.smokyvalley.org. receiving guys for Larned, they're backed up to just about to the goal line this time. Last time they were at the 10-yard line, and Skylar DeMont just booted it over their heads, and they can't take it out of the end zone. So if the ball gets in the end zone, it'll be a touchback once again. But the Vikings put together how many plays on the ground there, Darryl, that time?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one pass. Nope. I'm looking at the wrong score sheet. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Approaches 9 plays, and that one is 5 yards deep in the end zone, unable to run it out. Was the tailback Phillips, and that'll be Larned's ball, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. So after a couple of big plays, stiffened, and we hope we'll be ready to make them punt into this wind. The Vikings are going with this gusty north wind now. It says it's still 80 degrees, but I think it's maybe a little cooler than that now.
Yeah.
Seems like it might be anyway.
I don't know where that temperature is coming from.
Smith brings out his troops to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10, Larned, double wide receiver. Or one each way. On the toss, getting out on the side. And good defense by the Vikings. McConnell will run for about 4 yards, 3 or 4 yards, depending on the spot. Tackled by a host of Vikings, including Wampler and Max Howe and Kyle Anderson. A 2nd down and 7, we'll call it. 3-yard gain at the 4:30 mark. Wide receiver each way. 2 flankers. One flanker now in motion is the tailback. The quarterback has gone all the way from the pistol formation. Here comes a run busting right up the middle. And Kyle Anderson high. You see who has him low. That is number 51. Elliott has him low. And they get a couple more yards on that carry, so it's going to be 3rd down and 4 for Larned at the 26-yard line of Smoky Valley. 4 minutes to go in this first quarter. Vikings on top now, 6-0. Golden is the corner on this side. Forsberg the corner on the other side. Wampler and Abel are the safeties. Linebackers are Hebel, Odell, and Anderson. Smith barking out signals, rolling out near side, out in the flat. Pass is caught. 1st down yardage. Will they give him forward progress or not? They will. He did get up to the 30. He looked like receiver was Martin on that play. They will give him forward progress just across the 30-yard line. That was a good pass into the wind. Wasn't a very long pass, but it was a good one, completed, and Larned moves the chains. DeMont out. Somebody else came in for him in the middle. Max Howe and Elliott are the 2 defensive ends. Get you there. Oh, there's motion. Come on now. Throw the flag. There we go. Thank you. 2 running backs were leaning forward. They were trying not to go. Number 75, Kane Wing, now in as one of the defensive tackles in the middle. Kane Wing has spelling out somebody in there. And number 71, Brett Savage, also in there now in the middle. Coach is doing a good job. The coaching staff for Smoky Valley, head coach Tim Lambert, assistant coaches James Henderson, Chris McClure, Ben Elliott, Alan Meyer, and Chuck Peters are the staff for Smoky Valley. Again, 2 receivers wide to the far side. Here's now motion. Everybody now middle is McConnell, and he is wrapped up, and now there's a flag on the play. Ben Elliott, the coach right by the official, is clapping as he saw a hold or something, I think. So we'll see what it is here. They're going to back him up, though.
Yep, waving it off.
Waving it off. Well, it's a loss on the play. They would have probably declined it anyway. So it's 2nd down now and 15. A 5-yard loss on the play on that one. 2nd down and 15 for Larned. Wow, dark clouds to the south.
Well, they were at the 26. That was no gain.
Oh, okay, my bad. The loss was on the first play. I don't know who ended up carrying that one. I was watching more of the defense. Here's 2 receivers each way for the quarterback, plus a flanker. Bare backfield. Now there's a stoppage of play, and Larned calls timeout. So a lot of confusion going on with us in the booth and the Larned Indians on the field. And a timeout is called. We'll step aside as well. 30-second timeout. Back right after this.
The Bank of Teskett proudly supports the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. With locations in Salina, Lindsborg, Lincoln, and Teskett, the Bank of Teskett is always there for your convenience. Whether it's personal banking, business banking, refinancing, or taking out a new loan, come see why the Bank of Teskett is rated 5 stars by Bauer Financial. The Bank of Teskett. Generations of confidence, relationships for life. Member FDIC. Go Vikings and go Swedes.
We're the Bank of Teskett.
Out of that timeout, the Vikings back on defense, Larned back on offense, 2 receivers each way for the quarterback. Smith, he's got a back in the backfield beside him. And he's going to throw a quick pass out in the flat, caught. And the Vikings right there to wrap up for just maybe a yard gain by Phillips. DeMonte Phillips on the reception, filling from his safety position, Wampler plus Forsberg over there on the tackle for Smoky Valley. And that's third now and about 14 for Larned. Ball is at the 26, just past the 26-yard line. They have to get to the 41. So about 14 yards to go now. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter with the Vikings of 6-0 on the strength of a Kyle Anderson. Now motion to the near side. Quarterback has it in the flat. He's going deep downfield, and it is caught. Caught how? Somebody. It was a fluttering pass. It was a bad pass, and I don't know how come we couldn't knock it away. Austin Golden was right there, but going down to catch it was Dalton Bright. That ball should have been picked off, no question about that, but we just couldn't. It was such a bad pass, so farly underthrown, and it ended up getting about 19, I think. 19 yards on that pass play. They needed 14, they got 19. Well, that was a huge play in this game so far, because the Vikings had them backed up and they'd have made them force them to punt there. That would have been tough punting against this wind. And there's a motion penalty on the receiver, DeMonte Phillips. He ended up taking off on 2 when the count was on 3. We'll back him up 5 yards again. So first and 15 from just at the 40-yard line, 39 3/4 yard line. That was an interesting catch by Dalton Bright. I don't know how he caught it. He went down to a knee. The ball was fluttering. It was almost going backwards.
Yeah, he got it up in that wind, and it was a lame duck. Wasn't spiraling much at all.
Here comes the pistol formation, or the Wildcat formation, and number 4, Colby Keith on the carry again. Keith on the carry. He picks up a couple of yards up to the 42-yard line, so he'll pick up 2. A host of Vikings in on the tackle. And number 83, Jacob Adams, coming in on defensively for the Vikings now. And at defensive end, Max Howe going out. So second down and 12 or 13. This could be the final play of the first quarter. We'll see. Double wide, double flanker. Now the flanker in motion. Keith dropping back a little screen, little slip screen to DeMonte Phillips. But right there is Hebel to cause commotion in that one, and that ball falls incomplete, so good job by Hebel. That will extend the quarter, because if it had been a running play, it would have run out, but now they got to snap it again into this wind, and the Vikings should pay attention here. If they don't get it, they should call a timeout and force them to punt, so I hope they're thinking about that. So third down and 13 for Larned. Tight formation, double wide, double flanker. Now flanker in motion. The bad snap, ball on the ground. I think, did the snap hit the man in motion? I don't know. It was a weird play there all of a sudden. But they're going to back him up 5 more yards because of motion, I think. The man with the ball is still at the 42-yard line.
Put his hand behind his, as far as the umpire, put his head.
He was trying to decide. The referee had already taken the yard marker guy down to the to the 37-yard line. 38, I guess. So it's first down or third down and 18 now. The Vikings, if they can hold them here, get a timeout called, make them punt. Make them punt into the wind. We'll see what we can do here. There's still a stoppage of play. I don't know what they're trying to... Yeah, they put time back on the clock, 15.3. They put a few seconds back on the clock. They're rolling out in the flat, going deep down the field. Well, that ball's way underthrown again, but he caught it again. Great catch by Larned. Dalton Bright coming back to catch that ball. Austin Golden, and Bright was the one that kept track of the ball, and he made a great, outstanding catch again. And that is a first down. That is how many yards, Daryl? That goes 27. Down to the 35-yard line. 27 yards on that play. Again, it was a lame duck, underthrown ball. And Larned, on the strength of two unbelievable pass plays, is keeping this drive alive. But that's the end of the first quarter. Our score, Vikings 6, Larned 0. Back with quarter number 2 after this 1-minute timeout.
The Bank of Tesket proudly supports the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. With locations in Salina, Lindsborg, Lincoln, and Tesket, the Bank of Tesket is always there for your convenience. Whether it's personal banking, business banking, refinancing, or taking out a new loan, come see why the Bank of Tesket is rated 5 stars by Bauer Financial. The Bank of Tesket, generations of confidence, relationships for life. Member FDIC. Go Vikings and go Swedes.
We're the Bank of Tesket.
This Rocking M Media production is brought to you in part by the Bank of Tesket. Generations of confidence, relationships for life. Member FDIC. Go Vikings and go Swedes. The Swedish Country Inn. Best of luck to the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Need overnight lodging? Visit SwedishCountryInn.com. The Old Stuga. Celebrating 39 years in business this November. Visit them in downtown Lindsborg. Go Swedes and go Vikings. And Bethany Home and Assisted Living. Celebrating life in God.
Would be tacklers and all the way down to the 20-yard line. Big number 34, Nate Williams, I think, is who that ball carrier was. Yeah, and that was probably the second biggest ground gain now that they got the wind at their back. So they got another first down inside the 20 at the 19-yard line by Williams.
Well, he had a big hole to start out with too. Plus, he's a tough one to get down.
He's a big back.
240.
Smith again handing off to Williams. He's got more. Lineman Clark. They were hooked up long after the play was over, but Skyler not backing down to that big guy. A second down and 7. Ball at the 16-yard line. Larned in the red zone, looking to tie this game up. Here comes the big running back, and Elliott and Kyle Anderson at the bottom of that pile, along with Odell. A good effort by the Vikings to hold that to a 1-yard gain. So it's third and a long 5, almost 6 yards to go. Williams has had 3 carries in a row. Now after they get the wind at their back, maybe they'd throw the ball a little more. But now it's a third down. He's made those circus catches on those wobbly passes. See if they're going to go to the air again. It's a motion, a toss. Here comes Williams, and he's got room. He's got a touchdown, but there's a flag on the play. A flag back about the 10-yard line. Williams takes it in, and I think it's going to be holding on Larned. Yep, bring it back. I thought it was from where that flag came. It came on the backside of that play. Somebody holding on the backside there. So they're going to march it off from around the 10 or 11-yard line and march it back. It'll be third down and about 11. So a break for the Vikings there. Is that the first penalty in the game?
No.
Oh, no, they've had a couple of others. Yeah, that's right. Back it up to the 21-yard line. It'll be third down and 11 for Larned. There was an option read on that play, and the quarterback Smith drew the lineman to him, the Vikings to him, and then he pitched to Williams, and he took it in from for the Indians, but now they'll have another chance at it from third down. Well, there's a lot of motion again. There's another 5-yard penalty on Larned. A lot of motion in that interior line that time. We'll move it back to third down and 11 to third down and 16. 6-yard line. Ball actually going around on the field there. It's a windy night. Gusty wind from the north. Wide receiver each way, double flanker. Pistol formation. Oh, there's Phillips, the wide receiver, DeMonte Phillips. He took off. He was 5 yards downfield. So another motion penalty on Larned. That's their third penalty in a row. And that's 20 yards worth of penalties. Just outside the 30-yard line now. And DeMonte Phillips, he was going down, Darryl, for a end zone catch down there. He was down there deep.
Well, that wide receiver, he took off in motion this way.
Yeah, yeah. Our sponsors that help us with our part of the broadcast: Art Shirt, Harry Malary, Aflac, Viking Auto, Mari and Darryl Loader, Smoky Valley Chiropractic, Scott's, Lindbergh Family Dental, Phoenix Restoration, and Gallant Tire and Auto. And it's Smoky Valley's home opener, and after a weather and lightning delay, there's a few sprinkles, but not really much moisture down. But a lot of lightning, a lot of wind, and finally all moving out and allowing the game to proceed. And there was a lot of games today that were starting early because of weather concerns. A lot of games that are in that middle section of south of Mac now and down toward Wichita. It looks like it's will get delayed to tomorrow. Some delayed even because of flooding. Last night they had such big flooding rains down around Mulvane and Hayesville and all over, so lots of adjustments on the high school Friday night football.
Well, hopefully that timeout, the defense got fired up so they can hold Larned where they're at.
Now the
third and like 21.
Temperature is down to 70 degrees now. Quarterback still in that pistol formation, double wide, double flanker, got it back now in motion to the near side. He's dropping back to pass, looking down, and it's intercepted by Austin Golden. He's going to take it up the sideline, 30, 40, midfield, trying to get through tacklers, and he'll get into Larned territory. But it was, I don't know if it was a stop pattern or what it was. The receiver kept going down the field. Austin Golden read it and took the ball and intercepted it. And the Vikings have it 1st and 10. In Larned territory at the 49-yard line. A huge interception of the game so far by Austin Golden.
Great played that ball, watched it all the way, kind of hung up, but like you say, the receiver just kept going, and he right there grabbed that ball and almost got it going real far back.
Here comes Kyle Anderson trying to get away from tackler, and he cannot get away from the big tackler there. That is number 34. I think Williams, the running back, also plays middle linebacker. He wrapped up Kyle Anderson for one of the first negative plays on the game so far. So loss of 1. It'll be ball right at midfield. The nose of the ball is absolutely touching the 50-yard line. So that ball is at midfield. Abel, the wide receiver, to the near side. I formation behind Heitschmidt, who goes under center, and a little crashing of the running back or the linebackers. Kyle Anderson now just gets barely to the 49-yard line. So the linebackers for Larned are crashing just a little bit. They're going to have to take a little fake in the middle and a little bootleg, a little play-action pass here for the Vikings to slow this down. But now they got a 3rd down and long here, just inside of Larned territory at the 49-yard line. 8:29 to go, and the Vikings leading by the score of 6-0. Now the ball blows back a couple yards. Stoppage of play momentarily as they put the ball back. Vikings. Heitschmidt brings him up to the line of scrimmage. Wishbone formation in the backfield behind him. Double tight. Heitschmidt dropping out, rolling out. He's under pressure, still rolling out. Has it down and caught. It is caught, but it's way short of the first down. Kyle Anderson got the reception. It's at the 44-yard line, or 46-yard line. We picked up about 3 yards on the play. It's going to be 4th down now for the Vikings. 4th and 7, maybe 6. We'll see what they put up on the board there. But they got to get to the 39-yard line, and the ball's at the 46, so it is 7 yards to go. Vikings are going for it here. I formation behind Heitschmidt. Larned crushing in. Looks like they're just going to try to draw him off, and they will call a timeout. So timeout on the field. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Jared, back right after this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Don Bankston and Farm Bureau Financial Services. Good luck, Vikings and Swedes, in all your games this year. Boyd Accounting, wishing the best of luck to the Smoky Valley Vikings and Beth Company of North Central Kansas, offering free estimates. Call them today in Salina or McPherson, or visit them online at odcnck.com. And the Rollander Agency, your Lindsborg Realtor, online at rollanderonline.com. Thank you for supporting Lindsborg Athletics.
Welcome back as the Vikings break the huddle. Behind Heitschmidt, wide receiver Golden and Schog each way. Heitschmidt looking down. He's got it thrown across the middle and incomplete. Looked like it was going to be intercepted by McConnell. I think it was intended for Jacob Adams. It was right there, but he just was running into a stone wall in that McConnell and really had no chance to complete it. So Larned will take over on downs. Probably not any worse than a punt. Would probably only get you a few yards anyway, punting into this wind. But
yeah,
they weren't lucky enough to throw the big lame duck pass and have somebody catch it like Larned did for 2 big. In motion is Larned, trying to get across midfield and does, down to the 40, maybe right at the 46-yard line, so pickup of about 7 on the play by Colby Keith he was a flanker in motion, kind of that green sweep play that was so popular in college for a long time. Second down, I'm going to give him about 7 yards on that carry. Wide receiver each way, flanker each way. Now a stoppage of play by the man in the white hat. I don't know what we got going on here, but a stoppage of play somewhere. I don't know if he thinks the wildfires are down here on the corner of the field warming up. If he thinks they're too close, they're past that media line. There's that media dotted white line over there. Maybe they want to put some more time back on the play clock or the game clock. I don't know what their talking is. 6-0 Vikings in the lead. The ball keeps rolling away from the official there. Trying to get a message to the clock operator on the clock. So 7:04. Wow, that's pretty generous. They started it when they shouldn't have, evidently. The double wide, double flanker. Oh, now it went to 7. Went from 7:04 to 7. Now we got it at 7:04. Now we got it set. Smith hands it off to Williams, and he slips going through the middle of the line, and he'll get no gain on the play. Third down and a short 2 yards. All at the 46-yard line. They have to get across. They have to get 2 yards across the 45 to the 44. The Vikings held them once before on short down yardage. See if they can do it again. Wide receiver each way, flanker each way. Smith in the pistol formation, going to roll to the near side. He's going to keep it, get across the 40 and down to the 39-yard line. So he is first down yardage for him. And they moved the chains again. Larned has moved the chains probably a little more than the Vikings have, but they don't have any points on the board as of yet. Hi, Bill. Sure, absolutely. Getting us a drink and a snack.
Oh, sure.
Bright, the wide receiver to the far side. Pretty much in their common formation, double flanker. Now Keith in motion to the far side. He's going to take the ball, trying to get him tackled back for a loss, but he gets away from Hebel and Elliott, and he gets about 6 or 7 yards on the carry. He's a fast one, that Colby Keith. You see why he's one of their return guys. He got all the way down to the 32-yard line, so he got a gain of almost 8 yards. Elliott going out, and Kai Shugren checking in at defensive end for Elliott. Replacement there, Elliott limping off a little bit. Look over to the side now, put a man in motion to the near side. Now here comes the big fullback Williams, and he's going to be stopped, but he looks like he's going to be just short. Just short of the first down. Good tackle in there by Shugren, and
almost a yard short.
Hebel. Yeah, right on the 30-yard line. So it's you got to go just not quite a full yard.
Got a half a yard.
Yeah, not quite a full yard to go. They got a better spot than it looked like originally. 4:54 and counting to go in the second quarter. Vikings on top 6-0. Larned driving after the Vikings turned it over on down after the Austin Golden interception. Same formation. Third down and very short. Fullback he's got some room on the outside. Wampler ends up tackling number 23 on the carry. I think it's 23, Wes Davis, a junior, but he was able to pick up first down yardage there. Savage and Wing now checking in the middle of the line for the Vikings. Adams and Shugren, so they got a whole new front four right now, do the Vikings defensively. Bright, the receiver that's made those great catches, is the far receiver to the far side. Motion is Keith, keeping it and passing downfield, and Austin Golden made a great break on the ball again. That quarterback is just not a great passer. I don't know. He and the receiver, which was Bright that time, were certainly not on the same page. He was throwing a slant pattern, and Bright was kind of running just a straight end zone, almost like a post pattern to the goal post. And Golden saw the ball being underthrown and away and made a play for it, but he really didn't have a chance to intercept it. But
quarterback didn't throw it hard enough.
No. So second down and 10, ball at the 26-yard line on the rollout. It's a pitch to Williams. He's got a little bit of room. The Vikings are pursuing well, but he's going to be down across the 20 and down to about the 19-yard line. And he'll pick up about 7 on the play. Just enough speed to get outside of the Viking pursuit of Wing and Shugren and Hebel. So I'm going to give him more like 8 yards on that carry. So big carry for Williams on the toss sweep. Kind of an option run, but he ended up good. Now McConnell is the tailback. And they give it to McConnell right up the middle. He's got not quite enough for the first down. It'll be fourth down, 4th and 1. So he had Williams blocking for him in front that time, but coming up in the middle of the pile was Hebel and Odell. to get that ball stopped. Now it's 4th down and 1. 3 minutes left to go, second quarter. Larned needing a first down. The Vikings needing to turn it over on downs, come up with another big play like they did on that other 4th down. The receivers wide each way. It's that Colby Keith in the backfield in that Wildcat formation, and he's going to have first down yardage. He may have the touchdown. He does. Touchdown Keith. The Vikings pursued in the middle, and he outran the coverage for a 16-yard touchdown run with 2:36 left to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, once he got turned outside, nobody was going to catch him on that. He's got some wheels.
He is fast, and he did get outside. Vikings had a couple of chances right at the line of scrimmage if they could have got him. Now, Larned is going for the extra point kick. Bright is the holder. Can't see the kicker. It's like number 16, Demond. Snap is good. The kick is blocked. Blocked by the Vikings. No good. And our score with 2:36 left to go in the first half. Larned 6, Smoky Valley 6. Back after this 30-second timeout.
Wake up feeling puny? Can't stand up straight? Does your toddler have a croupy cough? Don't worry. The Family Healthcare Clinic at Lindsborg Community Hospital now has walk-in sick clinic hours. Every Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m., you can be seen without an appointment for what ails you. This service available only to established patients of the Family Healthcare Clinic. For more information, visit lindsborghospital.org. That's Lindsborg Hospital.
Welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field on the campus of Bethany College, a field shared by Smoky Valley and Bethany College for years and years. We were sharing it when we were back in high school, back in the, like my kids say, before dirt.
I don't know if it was quite that long ago, but it's been a couple days.
I think it was in the early 60s when they built this one, because this field was behind here around all the cottonwood trees.
The old wooden bleachers there. And
Shugren and Abel back for the Vikings to receive this Larned kick. It's a squib kick on the ground. I think it's going to go out of bounds, and it does. So out of bounds, Vikings will get it back at the 35-yard line. First and 10. Elliott's still limping a little bit out there, Beck Elliott. So they'll bring somebody else over there. And they're going to make him kick again, I think. They have that option to make him kick again.
Nope, 35.
Now they are going to take it right there. So first and 10, Smoky Valley at the 2 minutes and 36 seconds left to go in this first half. To see the Vikings put a drive. They just haven't broke a big gainer. They've had some 10 or 11-yard runs, but just not a huge, big plays. Now they get a final lineman. Beck Elliott had come out, so they had to get Brett Savage in there. Here comes Kyle Anderson, tiptoeing and running hard between tacklers, and he'll get nearly 5 yards. He'll get 4+. Just not able to get that breakaway, get a seam, and get big yardage down the field. So second down and 6 for Smoky Valley. I formation, Odell and Anderson have gone all the way in the backfield behind Brett Heitschmidt. Here comes Odell running. No, it's Kyle Anderson running again. This time he's got some room. He's across midfield, jumping and zigging and zagging down to the 45-yard line. So great effort by Kyle Anderson for that play. Oh, you're a man after my heart, Daryl. Thank you. Or Bill. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So 1st and 10, Smoky Valley, ball at the 45-yard line with 1:45 left to go. There's another Kyle Anderson run, this time in the middle. He squirts down to the 40-yard line. So another 5-yard pickup. Just need that one extra block to get that one play to go the distance. 1:30 now left until halftime. My kids would certainly like to find a way to put some points on the board here. Heitschmidt under center. Flanker Schugren to the near side. Wide receiver Schrog to the far side. Looks like a busted play, but Heitschmidt's going to take it himself. He gets down near first down yardage, but I think he's going to be a yard short. So pick up a 4 on the play by Heitschmidt. We're now under a minute left to go in this second quarter. Score tied at 6-6. Vikings scored a touchdown in the first quarter, went for 2 and didn't make it. Larned, when they tied it up, they went for 1 and didn't make it. Here comes Kyle Anderson trying to bust outside. He does get outside. He does go out of bounds to stop the clock. McConnell, the tailback safety, makes the tackle at the 30-yard line. So Vikings are picking up pretty good chunks. Larned maybe just a little bit loose to make sure they don't bust the big one, but it certainly is nice to see the Vikings picking up some chunks of yardage here. First and 10, Smoky Valley, 39.4 seconds remaining. Heitschmidt, wide receiver, flat, be enough for the first down. So a 10-yard pickup. 30 seconds left. I think the Vikings have one timeout left. So they get a first down on the strength of a Jacob Adams reception. Heitschmidt was under pressure, but he got the ball out to his receiver. And he made the catch. Here comes Schugren. He's wrapped up at he's going to lose a yard or two on the play, and now the Vikings will call a timeout. With 15 seconds left to go in the first half. Vikings are driving, but they'll call a timeout. We'll keep this one right here, Jared, as we have thanking again our sponsors, Art Shirt, Harry Miller, Viking Auto, Mari and Darrell Loader, Smoky Valley Chiropractic, Scott's, Lindbergh Family Dental, Phoenix Restoration, and Gallant Tire and Auto, among all the other sponsors that help with the broadcast for the station. We appreciate their help, and we want to wish good luck to Bethany next week tomorrow. They're down tomorrow night down at Langston in Oklahoma for their matchup, a big matchup. They played them at home and lost last year. They're going to have to do a yeoman's job of coming up with some big plays tomorrow night down in Oklahoma. Hope they won't have any weather problems.
Yeah, tomorrow's another day. You never know. One of the wettest summers I've seen ever.
Since back in the early 90s, 93, we were talking about was a really wet summer where there's a lot of flooding around. Here the Vikings have it second down and 11 with only 15.2 seconds left. Golden and Abel, the receivers wide to the near side. Heitschmidt looking. Now they got a stoppage of play and motion. I never did see a flag. Where did the flag come from?
No, I didn't either. Heard the whistle. I wasn't sure I saw the motion.
Yeah, I didn't either. So back the Vikings up 5 more yards, make it first and 15 or second and 15. Number 8 out there, Timmy Lambert out for the Vikings. They break the huddle with second down and long. 15.2 seconds left to go. 2 receivers this time go out to the far side. Schugren and Odell behind Heitschmidt. Heitschmidt rolling, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. And I don't think the Vikings are going to have them. They used their last time out, so they cannot stop the clock. And Larned whether one of their coaches over there is all emotional on the sideline, getting his team fired up. They held the Vikings on downs and actually didn't hold them on downs, held them on the time running off of the clock. And our score at halftime, Smoky Valley 6, Larned 6. We'll be back to wrap this one up and have some halftime stats for you right after this.
As a parent, you know life's not childproof. That's why you want only the best health care for your kids. At Salina Pediatric Care, we will put your mind at ease. Our board-certified pediatricians provide exceptional care for infants, children, and adolescents. And physicians at Salina Pediatric Care are also certified in specialized areas of care, including endocrinology, sports medicine, and even behavioral disorders. We maintain a stock of all routine childhood vaccines, so immunizations can be given with doctor visits. And our walk-in clinic is available Monday through Friday with no appointment needed for existing patients. All our physicians are now welcoming new patients, so call Salina Pediatric Care at 825-CARE to schedule an appointment. That's 825-2273. Or check our website at salinapediatriccare.com for more info. Let Salina Pediatric Care put your mind at ease.
This Rocking M Media production is brought to you in part by the Bank of Tesket. Generations of confidence, relationships for life. Member FDIC. Go Vikings and go Swedes. The Swedish Country Inn. Best of luck to the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Need overnight lodging? Visit SwedishCountryInn.com. The Old Stuga. Celebrating 39 years in business this November. Visit them in downtown Lensborg. Go Swedes and go Vikings. And Bethany Home and Assisted Living. Celebrating life's journey together in God's love. Bethany Home in Lensborg provides comfort, security, and enrichment for the senior in your life. Personalized bedrooms, restaurant-style dining offer our residents a comfortable setting that truly feels like home. Professional, trained staff members offer the personal attention and care your loved one deserves. Multiple activities, outings, and events present many opportunities. Bethany Home also provides professional nurses and therapy for rehabilitation and skilled services following a hospital stay. Call Bethany Home today at 785-227-2334 and let our family take care of your family.
This is the Smoky Valley Vikings halftime show. A first half recap, scores, stats, and keys to a second half win. You're listening to Smoky Valley Vikings football on 95.5 The Rock.
Do you know what major TV networks, Hall of Fame athletes, wineries, pubs, famous chefs, and brides and grooms from across the country have in common? They all purchase custom-etched glass at glassdecorators.com. HempsloydGlassDecorators.com has been providing carefully crafted etched glass for nearly 30 years. An effective tool for company branding, etched glasses are also perfect for school and civic groups, special occasions, and that one-of-a-kind gift they won't receive anywhere else. Hempsloyd Scandinavian Specialties and GlassDecorators.com, supporting Smoky Valley Athletics since 1984.
This Rocking M Media production is brought to you in part by the Bank of Tesket. Generations of confidence, relationships for life. Member FDIC. Go Vikings and go Swedes. The Swedish Country Inn. Best of luck to the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Need overnight lodging? Visit SwedishCountryInn.com. The Old Stuga. Celebrating 39 years in business this November. Visit them in downtown Lensborg. Go Swedes and go Vikings. And Bethany Home and Assisted Living. Celebrating life's journey together in God's love.
Daily activities like housekeeping, meal planning, cooking, and home maintenance become more and more difficult with time. Bethany Home Assisted Living can remove daily burdens so you can enjoy doing the things you want to do. Let Bethany Home Assisted Living in Lynnsburg help. The caring professional staff at Bethany Home Assisted Living can offer a support that is customized to help you or your loved one maintain independence and have social interaction in a safe, comfortable environment. Bethany Home Assisted Living can provide relief from the stresses and fatigue that maintaining a home or apartment can cause. Call 785-227-8331 today or visit us online at bethanyhome.com.
Bethany College Sweet Succeed. Bethany students lead lives of faith, learning, and service as they find their own pathways on Bethany's beautiful campus that's filled with opportunities to get involved with art, music, theater, athletics, service learning, sustainability, leadership, global citizenship, and more. Swedes succeed in their careers and their communities. Learn more at www.bethanylb.edu. This broadcast is brought to you in part by People's Bank and Trust, a proud supporter of Bethany College and Smoky Valley. Go Swedes and go Vikings. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Lindsborg Hardware, your local home improvement store, located in downtown Lindsborg. Go Swedes and go Vikings. Arn Reinert, CPA LLC, providing tax and accounting services in the Smoky Valley area as a proud supporter of Smoky Valley and Bethany activities. And Haspin Termite and Pest Control. All you need to know about pest control. Call today for fast, friendly service.
Do you know what major TV networks, Hall of Fame athletes, wineries, pubs, famous chefs, and brides and grooms from across the country have in common? They all purchase custom-etched glass at glassdecorators.com. Glassdecorators.com has been providing carefully crafted etched glass for nearly 30 years. An effective tool for company branding, etched glasses are also perfect for school and civic groups, special occasions, and that one-of-a-kind gift they won't receive anywhere else. Hemsloyd Scandinavian Specialties and glassdecorators.com, supporting Smoky Valley athletics since 1984.
Tonight's program is brought to you in part by the Quarterback Club of Lindsborg. Join us Tuesday mornings at 7 a.m. in the Bethany College cafeteria to hear from all the Swedes and Vikings sports coaches. Did you know you can purchase custom-etched glassware at the Hemsloyd? It's a perfect one-of-a-kind gift. Hemsloyd Scandinavian Specialties and glassdecorators.com, supporting athletics in the Smoky Valley since 1984. Anderson Body Shop, the place for all your auto collision needs. And your local Green Mountain Grill distributor. And Fuel Unlimited. Call Troy Ditto at 832-2331 for fast fuel delivery when and where you need it most. Go Vikings and go Swedes. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Don Bankston and Farm Bureau Financial Services. Good luck, Vikings and Swedes, in all your games this year. Boyd Accounting, wishing the best of luck to the Smoky Valley Vikings Company. Realtor, online at RolanderOnline.com. Thank you for supporting Lindsborg Athletics.
People's Bank and Trust is proud to support the Lindsborg community and the athletes at Smoky Valley High School and Bethany College. I'm Ryan Beedard, branch manager at the Lindsborg location for People's Bank and Trust, a proud native of Lindsborg, and I'm ready to be your banker. People's Bank and Trust, meeting the needs of our community and always improving the way we do business. Located at 201 South Main in Lindsborg, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Go Vikes and go Swedes.
When your loved one needs compassionate, attentive care, think Bethany Home in Lindsborg. Our highly trained, responsible staff will make moving from your home to ours a smooth transition. With restaurant-style open dining, professional nurses on site around the clock, and living at Bethany Home means living life to the fullest. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, and private insurance, and we are a VA-certified facility. Call Bethany Home today at 785-227-2334 and let our family take care of your family. Visit us online at BethanyHome.com. Game day starts and finishes at Farley's Bar and Grill in downtown Lindsborg. Located at 101 North Main, this upscale, one-of-a-kind establishment offers a wide variety of drink and food specials. Come try their jalapeno poppers, coconut chicken tenders, or their classic Monte Cristo. Then wash it down with an ice-cold beer or tall glass of wine. Farley's Bar and Grill at the corner of Lincoln and Main in downtown Lindsborg. Farley's, your game day headquarters for the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany. The Quarterback Club of Lindsborg. Join us Tuesday mornings at 7 a.m. in the Bethany College cafeteria to hear from all the Swedes and Vikings sports coaches. Did you know you can purchase custom-etched glassware at the Hemsloyd? It's a perfect one-of-a-kind gift. Hemsloyd Scandinavian Specialties and glassdecorators.com, supporting athletics in the Smoky Valley since 1984. Anderson Body Shop, the place for all your auto collision needs. And your local Green Mountain Grill distributor. And Fuel Unlimited. Call Troy Ditto at 832-2331 for fast fuel delivery when and where you need it most. Go Vikings and go Swedes.
And welcome to the Smoky Valley Halftime Show presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic Clinic. And the Salina Regional Orthopedic Clinic impact performance of the first half was probably Austin Golden coming up with that nice read, that nice interception that set the Vikings up into Larned territory. Too bad that it didn't result in a score for the Vikings and turn the momentum, but it stopped the momentum of Larned, who was driving, and probably a misread or route by the offensive player of Larned, but that was definitely an impact performance of the half, and that impact performance of the half is brought to you by Salina Regional Orthopedic Clinic, the new authority in comprehensive orthopedic care, including diagnosis, surgery, and treatment and rehabilitation. All you need to keep moving forward. Learn more online at Salina Regional Orthopedic Clinic.com. And we'll be back with more halftime right after this.
Tonight's program is brought to you in part by the Quarterback Club of Lynchburg. Join us Tuesday mornings at 7 a.m. in the Bethany College cafeteria to hear from all the Swedes and Vikings sports coaches. Did you know you can purchase custom-etched glassware at the Hemsloyd? It's a perfect one-of-a-kind gift. Hemsloyd Scandinavian Specialties and GlassDecorators.com. Supporting athletics in the Smoky Valley since 1984. Anderson Body Shop, the place for all your auto collision needs. And your local Green Mountain Grill distributor. And Fuel Unlimited. Call Troy Ditto at 823-2331 for fast fuel delivery when and where you need it most. Go Vikings and go Swedes.
People's Bank and Trust is proud to support the Lindsborg community and the athletes at Smoky Valley High School and Bethany College. I'm Ryan Biegert, branch manager at the Lindsborg location for People's Bank and Trust, a proud native of Lindsborg, and I'm ready to be your banker. People's Bank and Trust, meeting the needs of our community and always improving the way we do business. Located at 201 South Main in Lindsborg, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Go Vikes and go Swedes.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by People's Bank and Trust, a proud supporter of Bethany College and Smoky Valley. Go Swedes and go Vikings. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Lindsborg Hardware, your local home improvement store, located in downtown Lindsborg. Go Swedes and go Vikings. Arn Reinert, CPA, LLC, providing tax and accounting services in the Smoky Valley area as a proud supporter of Smoky Valley and Bethany activities. And Haspin Termite and Pest Control. All you need to know about pest control. Call today for fast, friendly service. Bethany College Swedes succeed. Bethany students lead lives of faith, learning, and service as they find their own pathways on Bethany's beautiful campus that's filled with opportunities to get involved with art, music, theater, athletics, service learning, sustainability, leadership, global citizenship, and more. Swedes succeed in their careers and their communities. Learn more at www.bethanylb.edu.
An interesting decision will be made here in the start of the third quarter as the teams will come out. Larned won the toss and took the ball. The Vikings may choose to take the wind in the fourth quarter. Sometimes the wind is a huge factor, and you want to take the wind maybe in the third quarter and go with the wind and give them the ball, or do you want to take the ball and hopefully they'll take the win in the third quarter, and then sometimes it's an interesting thought process when it's such a windy day over at Bethel or at Tabor, and Coach Kessinger took the wind in the first quarter and kicked off, and they held Tabor and they had to punt right away, and it was like a 10-yard punt, and we scored, and then we kicked off again, and they held them again, and I think we had 3 scores in the first quarter just because of taking the wind at your back in the quarter. So it'd be an interesting thought process of what Coach Lambert wants to do here, and obviously it seems like you move the ball better with the wind. Are you going to be better moving it in the third quarter or the fourth quarter?
Well, like we looked just a little bit ago, the wind's us up 38. Got them, but they were having some troubles getting the ball going. Heitzman didn't seem to have that much trouble throwing, because he's throwing a good spiral pass, so it's he's getting it out there, and the Larned quarterback is throwing up those wounded
lame ducks, yeah, but they were caught, so I don't know how they had that communication going on those passes, but yet with the wind, they didn't have the communication going. They didn't do a very good job of passing with the wind. So interesting how that all worked out. So it'll be an interesting thought process here as the Vikings and the Larned Indians are both working their way back. Actually, just Larned so far, working their way back out on the field. And half a play, there's a few showers that are starting to kind of build a little bit around to the north, and hopefully won't be any lightning with them, but maybe a little bit of wet weather. That too may be a factor in whether you choose the wind or whether for the fourth quarter, maybe it'll be raining by then. So who knows what'll happen. But the Vikings and the Indians are tied up, and last week after being behind at halftime, feels pretty good to have had the lead, and then they got it tied up, but they didn't give up that all-important extra point. So the Vikings have that tie right now going into the second half, and got to feel pretty good about it. But what do you think are some keys to the second?
The way they've been doing, they've been marching down the field, got a little stalled out that last time, but they were still going down there, just basically ran out of time. Get the defense fired up, got to plug some holes, get those big guys stopped somewhere on the line rather than letting them get some big runs. I don't know if it was super big ones that they...
Well, the first run of the game was about a 20-yarder for McConnell, but that was probably the biggest gain from scrimmage is the opening play. So
yeah, there was a 16-yarder by Williams and a 17-yard touchdown by Keith. Other than that was those two big passes. One 19 yards, one of 27. That I don't think should have been there, but anyway,
they just about had him at the line of scrimmage on that touchdown run. So that will be it. We'll take our final timeout. Jared, let's take a minute and a half, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff of the second half. You're listening to Smoky Valley Football 6-6 score. Back right after this.
Now, when you or a loved one has a sudden illness or injury that requires immediate attention, Salina Regional's Urgent Care Clinic lets you skip the wait time in the lobby by using our online check-in tool. Your health care is important, and so is your time. Now you can check wait times or reserve your appointment right from the convenience of your own home. To schedule, go to salinaurgentcare.com. Choose the time you'd like to come in, and we'll hold your spot. It's that easy. Our new Urgent Care Clinic is stated you expect from your hometown healthcare resource. And now, with the convenience of online check-in. We're open every day, 8 to 8, 2265 South 9th Street, right by Central Mall. Call 785-452-6000 or visit salinaurgentcare.com. Salina Regional Urgent Care Clinic. Whether you schedule online or just walk in, when you need us, we'll be ready.
This Rocking In Media production is brought to you in part by Lindsborg Community Hospital and Family Health Care Clinic, supporting concussion safety and impact testing for all athletes who call the Smoky Valley home. First Bank Kansas, your friendly hometown bank with locations in Lindsborg, McPherson, and Salina. Member FDIC. Service delivering success. Call Aaron at 493-2418 or Brandon at 212-0093. Go Swedes and go Vikings. Game day starts and finishes at Farley's Bar and Grill in downtown Lindsborg. Located at 101 North Main, this upscale, one-of-a-kind establishment offers a wide variety of drink and food specials. Come try their jalapeno poppers, coconut chicken tenders, or their classic Monte Cristo. Then wash it down with an ice-cold beer or tall glass of wine. Farley's Bar and Grill at the corner of Lincoln and Main in downtown Lindsborg. Farley's, your game day headquarters for the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes.
Turn it up. The officials are out there spread out in their position. The man in the white hat's down on the north end, so it looks like the Vikings are going to get the ball. So Larned has evidently elected to kick off and take the wind in the fourth quarter. So that's how they must have decided what to do. So look for a squib kick here or something. You never know what you're going to end up with all these different coaches and different strategies, and I would be really careful for an onside kick here.
Well, and the one kick they did get was kind of a squib.
Anyway, yeah, question about that. Well, we're ready to go. Vikings will be lined up on the north end here. Larned kicking to the north. The kicker is looks like number 11 this time. It's a high kick. Coming to get it is Abel. He's got it at the 30, trying to get outside 35, and he'll be wrapped up about the 34-yard line. And that's where the Vikings will take it over. 1st and 10 with the win now in this quarter in a 6-6 tie. We'll see if maybe the Vikings might air it out just a little bit here. I'm sure Heitschmidt would like to put a little air under this one and get something going for him. Elliott is out. That means Brett Savage is in along that front offensive line. I formation, 2 receivers to the near side. First man through is Odell. He's going to pick up about 3 yards on the carry. Big number 76, Clark, on that tackle, among others. So 2nd down and 7 for the Vikings. Just underway in a 3rd quarter of a 6-6 tie. I never did go online and look at any scores, so I'd probably better try to peek at those just a little bit. Here comes Odell again running hard up the middle, and he's going to get maybe 2. He gets up to about the 39-yard line there. It's going to be 3rd down and 5, so not a very big gain that time. 2 Riley Odell carries. And needing to get a first down here. Full house. Backfield behind Heitschmidt. Here comes Kyle Anderson. He's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Great play by the linebacker. Pinching in from the outside. I believe it was number 22 on that tackle. Brandon Bartz, and he got Kyle Anderson tripped up. So a 3 and out to start the quarter. Not what the Vikings ordered there with the wind. And no pass plays on any of it. So Vikings with the win. You thought maybe they'd air it out a little bit, but they didn't. And it is a 3 and out. A yard loss on that play for Anderson. It's the first punt of the game for either team.
I think so.
I believe so.
Because all the others, they've tried to make it on 4th and didn't.
Snap is good. High wobbly kick. It's going to come near side. It's going to bounce, make a Viking bounce and go out of bounds. And
down near the 20.
Near the 20-yard line. And that's where Larned will have it 1st and 10. So the Vikings get a 3 and out. Or do a 3 and out, but they kind of flipped the field there and got them pinned back. Now their defense has to shine, though, Darryl. They got to get a 3 and out of their own.
Yeah, they can't have any big plays, like I said earlier. Need to plug up that middle.
10 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in this 3rd quarter. Adams and DeMott and Wampler and Howe are the front 4. Golden and Forsberg are the corners. In motion goes the flanker. Ball's on the ground. And, wow. They are going to get lucky on that one. Yeah, they ended up with a penalty. And I don't know if the penalty caused the bad snap or not, but it was going to be a 10-yard loss or more on that bad snap. Now Kane Wing replaces Ethan Wampler on the line. The linebackers are still Odell and Anderson and Hebel. And the safeties are Abel and Wampler. The way the Vikings starting on defense. So 1st down and 15 now for the Larned Indians. Wide receivers, 2 of them on the far side now in motion, going the far way. Everybody's going the far way, trying to get outside. Wampler can't make the tackle, but there to make the tackle is Garrett Forsberg, forcing, I think that's Martin, number 7 on the run, to stretch out. And I think, there's another penalty flag on the play, so see what the penalty is. Penalty, and the man in the white hat, what are you going to signal? Dead ball, personal foul on Larned. So they're going to go back 15 yards after the play. So they gained 2 yards on the play up to about the 17.5 yard line. And then they'll go half the distance to the goal after the play. So I think it is going to be second down. He signaled second down. And they'll go to the 11 yard line. I don't think that's enough yardage myself on that.
That was only 4.
Yeah. Well, they went from 6. The end of the play.
Yeah.
But they still were at the 17 yard line. So it would have to be on the other side of the marker. It isn't enough yardage. Yeah, the linesman on this side, he's pointing to the other side of the 10 yard line. It has to go back to the other side of the 10 yard line. That penalty was at the 18, so it has to go half the distance is to the 9. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. I knew that wasn't right. Yeah. So second down and long. Second down, and we'll call it 19. They got to get to the 30-yard line. It's actually 21, second down and 21. Here comes the team right. It's the Wildcat. It's Keith, and he's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. He gained up to the 10-yard line. Yard and a half or maybe 2 yards on that play. They go with that Wildcat every now and then, and Keith, that speedster that we talked about, coming in there, and he got wrapped up good. So it's third down now and 20. The ball is at the 10-yard line, and they got to get to the 30. So another lame duck pass here, Darryl. Let's hope not. Let's hope they can stop him here and make him punt. Wide receiver each way, flanker each way. Smith back at quarterback. It's a big third down and 25. That goes back to the 5-yard line now. Now wouldn't it be a great time to have a bad snap and put the ball on the ground? Third down and 25. Vikings have them right where they want them as far as a long way to go and the wind against them, and see if they can get a big stop here on third down and force a punt. Man in motion again to the near side. Trying to get outside is Keith. He's got a little room, but great tackle by Riley Odell as he crosses the 5-yard line. He got him up to the 7. But Riley Odell was there to wrestle down the speedy Keith. And the Vikings stop it. So they're looking at a great transition in field position here. We haven't seen either team punt like we mentioned, and now punting against the wind. The Vikings certainly have to. They're going to not put anybody deep, which is a great idea. Let the ball go so they make sure they don't fake it. It would be a crazy fake if they did. That's a great punt against the wind. Takes a Viking roll, and it'll go to the 35-yard line is all that it'll get. So Vikings have it first and 10, ball at the 35-yard line, just 35 yards away from Pater to take the lead in this ballgame with 8 minutes and 1 second left in the third quarter. Worked out the way the Vikings needed it to, but because of penalties and because of the stoppage of yardage, they've got great field position here to open up this second possession. Heitzman under center takes it off to Anderson. Kyle Anderson trying to get to the outside. He'll get about 3, maybe 4 yards on that carry. The pursuit of Larned is very good. They're not able to get the big gains that we've been looking for. They're unable to get that stretched out and break a 10 or 15 or 20-yarder.
They only gave him 3.
Yeah, a little bit shy on that spot. That wasn't a very good spot for Kyle that time. Forsberg, the tight end on the far side. Jacob Adams, the tight end on the near side. Full house backfield behind Heitschmidt. Here comes Odell running hard, but he won't get more than a couple yards. So it's going to be third down and 5 again. Vikings not getting the chunks of yardage they did earlier in the ball game. And they're running more in the middle. It looks like they might need to try to get out to the outside a little bit. But it's third down and 5. 7:05 now. Another minute has run off the clock in this third quarter. Still a 6-6 tie here at Anderson Stadium. Vikings playing at home, their home opener. Trying to get outside. Kyle Anderson, he gets wrapped up.
Nowhere.
Big wrap up there by Larned. No gain on the play, fourth down. So the Vikings gone three plays and 5 yards. last possession, 3 plays and 5 yards in this possession. Beck Elliott on the sideline here with a apparent some kind of a knee injury. He's not back on the field. He's got his helmet sitting beside him, so he's not able to rejoin the field. See what the Vikings can come up with now. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Heichman under center, full house backfield behind him. Actually, Wishbone offense. He's rolling out, looking in trouble. Passes, ball caught.
Oh, short.
I don't think Forsberg got deep enough to get the first down. They're going to spot him just short. And Larned takes over on downs. The pass was complete. And this time it's for the Vikings. So not a good recipe. Garrett Forsberg just not getting down there. Heichman didn't have quite enough time to pass. He was getting pressured there.
Well, where they marked it, was the length of a football short.
Yeah, very, very close, but not where it needed to be to get the first down and keep the chains moving. Something else we haven't checked on Daryl's the Royals. How the Royals doing tonight? Or did they get rained out too?
I don't know if it was that far north.
It was Chicago. And here's that Keith running on that Wildcat again, and he'll get a couple yards. So Keith running out of that Wildcat, trying to tiptoe his way on the right side of the line, and he gets a gain of about 2 on the ramp. So it looks like the team is going to work on him. We'll keep it right here. Check my phone real quick, and maybe, Jared, you can tell me what the score of the Royals are, and if they got the play or not. They were off last night. They've got to get something going to get that wild card playoff spot. Probably a little late to get back into the conference race.
We don't want to know what's going on.
Oh, we don't want to know? We don't have very much, and they got too much, huh?
Yep.
5-2 is the score. So the Royals aren't taking care of business tonight like they're supposed to.
That's top of the 6th.
Well, maybe you got a little time to get something done over there. Now the player, and that's that Keith coming out. He's going off on his own accord, so it must have just been a cramp. So he'll be back and at him. A lot of games going on around the league tonight. I hope I can get some scores for Heston and Halstead. Collegiate and Hoisington are kind of the main 2 high-impact games going on the league. 2 receivers wide, 1 each way, and flanker each way for the Larned Indians. Here comes the big back Williams trying near side. He's trying to outrun the coverage, and he does. He gets a little bit very close to first down yardage. He ran out of a couple of would-be tackles. Howe had him right at the line of scrimmage and unable to secure the tackle. You get to the 35-yard line, it's going to be 3rd down and very short. Not a first down, but they got to stop him in order to not keep the chains. And now the 3rd quarter isn't working out like it should because we didn't get a chance to get the ball in the end zone with the wind. And Leonard has run just under 5 minutes left to go in this quarter. Bright, the receiver, far to the far side. Smith, the quarterback, in that pistol formation. He'll take it on the option pitch to Williams. Williams trying to get outside, does, barely. And just barely first down yardage. Great tackle by Wampler and Forsberg, but just enough on the fall forward to get a first down, and the Larned Indians get the first down of the second half. And they're doing exactly what they need to do against the wind. Run clock and get the ball into the 4th quarter. Bright out wide to the far side. Valdez wide to the near side. Smith barking out signals, going to hand it to O'Connell, and what a hit. Who was that truck that hit him? And the Viking is slow to get up. That's Riley Odell, slow to get up, but he just put the hammer down.
He got his shoulder again.
Got that stinger again. He has played well both sides of the ball. He's run at fullback and ran at linebacker, and he hit. That was mano a mano there. It was just a You said it, the crowd said it. And Larned is going to call a timeout. So we'll step aside as well. 3:50 left to go in this third quarter. 6-6 tie. Back after this 30-second timeout.
This program is brought to you in part by Farley's Bar and Grill, your game day headquarters for the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Sweets. Downtown at the corner of Lincoln and Main. The Berger Sanzane Memorial Gallery, cultivating the arts in the Smoky Valley since 1957. Visit them online at sanzane.org. Auburn Pharmacy, your hometown Lindsborg pharmacy, proudly supporting the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Sweets. And Farmers State Bank of Lindsborg. Good luck to the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Sweets this season. Member FDIC.
Well, a good timeout by Larned to even help Smoky Valley out to make sure Riley Odell, Rue they call him, is okay. It's 2nd down and 9. Wide receiver to the far side. Here comes a big running back this time. Well, somebody new this time, number 23, and he finds a gap, and he gets through and gets first down yardage. That is Wes Davis, number 23 on the carry. So bringing a fresh group of men and a littler. The McConnell and Williams are the two big bruising running backs. This guy's a skinnier little guy, and he got more yardage than the others have. Well, first down, Larned, ball at the 48-yard line. Vikings need to get a stop here. Here comes him again, and he's going to get wrapped up by Skylar DeMont. DeMont wrapping him up, and no, you're not doing that again in my watch. Drop it back to the 44-yard line. That's going to be 2nd down and about 14. A loss of 4 on that play.
Was that Williams?
That was that same running back, number 23, Davis. Yeah, Davis again. Davis with back-to-back runs, and one big one for a first down, one loss of 4 yards. 2:50 now to go in the third quarter. Bright, the wide receiver to the far side. Williams now on the near side of the quarterback. Now he goes to the other side of the quarterback. Davis is still the tailback. And
delay of game.
Yeah, delay of game. 5-yard penalty. That's one thing Larned has had their share of penalties tonight.
A bunch. Vikings have just had one.
Just one penalty. Well, that's a good thing, but the Vikings have not taken the lead yet in this third quarter, which when they get the wind, I don't know, and they're administering the penalty and the clock's still running. I'm not sure that's the right thing to do, but that's what it's doing. Rolling out the near side as the quarterback. Caught. No. Number 44 was the intended receiver. That is Jonathan Heater. He's listed as only a defensive player, but now he's in the backfield, and that falls incomplete to stop the clock with 2:25 to go. 3rd down and long. Ball's at the 40-yard line. They got to get across midfield to the 42 on the other side, so 18 yards to go. 3rd down and 18. Wide receiver near side, 2 receivers to the far side, more like a flanker each way. Williams beside Smith in the backfield. And I put Davis in motion to the far side, throwing the ball downfield, caught by Bright at the midfield and gets down to the 48-yard line. Well, Bright's got some nice hands, Darrell, for a young kid. But that'll be 4th down now. They pick up about half of what they needed, 4th down and 7. So they got a little more than half of what they needed, but now it is 4th down. 4th down. Looks like Larned's going to go over there and take as much time as they need, maybe even take a delay of game penalty. I don't know what they're doing.
The clock isn't running. Game clock.
Yeah, the clock's still running. That's why I thought they were going to just take it down all the way and if they can run as much time as they can. Oh, it's a fumble-rooski type of play. They got the ball over here on the far side. It's going to be a touchdown. Taking it all the way is number 22. They ran a fumble-rooski type of play. The punter went back to see if he had the ball. I don't know if they picked it up or if they snapped it to the up back. It looked like they had a chance to call a timeout. It was a mass confusion under both sides. Mass confusion under both sides. The Vikings were trying to decide if they were going to call timeout. Somebody from the Vikings is hurt over here on the sideline.
He got hit hard.
But they picked it up in the middle and took off running. It was number 22, Brandon Bartz. So he ended up running it. I don't know how many yards he ran it, but it's a touchdown for Larned with 1:28 to go in the quarter. A fourth down fake punt run. And it is taking the silence of the crowd. The Smoky Valley player that's down here on the sideline, everybody's gone down to a knee, so I don't know if we've got a big injury of some kind or what we got going on. I know we have an ambulance close by. I don't know if it's a serious play or not, but Coach Lambert is out there talking to the officials like, what just happened? And they lined up in a real close, tight huddle formation. The punter was back there, and they were starting to count down to 5 seconds. I had mentioned that I thought they were just going to take a penalty and then punt it, and they snapped the ball. The Vikings were confused in the backfield and on defense there, and all of a sudden, here comes the ball and coming over this way, and he was running for the score. There was no Viking that was anywhere close to getting him. And do you have the yardage on that? Was it about a 40?
Well, were they at the 40?
I think they were at the 42 or 44 yard line. They had to get to the 44. So they're about the 48 yard line. I'm going to call it a 48 yard run. But he takes it all the way into the end zone and scores, and we're having a delay with an injured Viking laying right there at the 42-yard line. Not sure who it is or what it is, but both teams are down on a knee, taking their time to find out. I'm still trying to figure out what happened to the play myself because they lined up in punt formation. The punter was deep, and then he did one of those where like he was jumping for the ball, but it went over his head, and I don't think we ever got, as a defense, got set ready for the play to start, and so we didn't see what the play was from the get-go. So it was an interesting play nonetheless. So we'll take a timeout. Our score at the moment is 12-6 in favor of Larned, and we'll be back after this 1 minute timeout.
Yeah, sure, the weather may be enjoyable now, but those brisk icy winds aren't far away. Keep Jack Frost out of your garage, out of your home, and most importantly, out of your pockets. Let Overhead Door eliminate those pesky air leaks with a cold weather tune-up for the biggest opening of your home, your garage door. This month, Overhead Door Company is offering a 20% discount on all top, side, and bottom seals with installation. Overhead Door Company of North Central Kansas in Salina and McPherson. Online at odcnck.com.
This Rocking In Media production is brought to you in part by Lindsborg Community Hospital and Family Healthcare Clinic, supporting concussion safety and impact testing for all athletes who call the Smoky Valley home. First Bank Kansas, your friendly hometown bank with locations in Lindsborg, McPherson, and Salina. Member FDIC and Phelps C. Backing the Swedes with Pioneer. Science with service, delivering success. Call Aaron at 493-2418 or Brandon at 212-0093. Go Swedes and go Vikings.
And the two-point conversion is no good as the Larned Indians try to take a sweep around the far side, and the Vikings stop them for the two-point conversion is no good. And our score with 1:28 left to go in the third quarter. Larned has taken the lead. Austin Golden was the Vikings shaken up on that play. He now joins Beck Elliott down here on the injury list of the Vikings, unable to continue on in this game tonight, but they're playing hard and doing a good job. But the Vikings got surprised on that play, and I don't know. You wish now they would have called timeout and organized, but the confusion was something that aided Larned in there, and now Larned will be kicking off into the wind here, but Vikings just haven't got a big play. That was one of those big play, game-changing plays that went Larned's way, and they lead it by the score of 12-6. The approach of the kick, a high end over end kick, and then he's got to come up and get it quick, and Riley Odell, I believe it is, that comes up and catches that ball. No, 34, Ross Schrog. Well, Schrog catches it about the 38-yard line, so that's where the Vikings will have it 1st and 10. Now I would expect to see them go out and throw the ball just a little bit. They only got 1:26 left to go in the third quarter with the wind. Savage, Wampler, DeMott, and the fourth lineman is rolling out to the side. Pass caught by Jacob Adams midfield. So first down on one play for the Vikings. Jacob Adams with a nice catch on the pass from Brett Heitschmidt. And the other lineman taking Beck Elliott's place on offense is Nate Grossland. According to the sheet, I can't see the number over there. Abel wide to the far side. I formation, Odell and Anderson behind Heitschmidt. 1st and 10 Vikings. 1:18 left to go. Third quarter. Anderson has it up the middle. He's got some running room. Trying to get to the 40. Trying to get to the 35 and does. There's a little bit bigger play. Kyle Anderson that time finding some room in the middle. Bruising run for nearly 15 yards. 1:11 left to go in the quarter. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Kai Shugren in the slot to the near side. Jacob Adams is the tight end to the near side. Schrog is out wide to the far side. Heitschmidt. No, it's Odell that goes through the middle of the line the first time. Riley Odell takes the rock to start this and gets a couple hard yards right up the middle. 40 seconds now left to go in the quarter. They're going to air it out. They're going to have to hurry up pretty quick. Zach Abel brings it in from the sideline. He goes to the far side. Heitschmidt under center. Pressure coming from the big guys in the middle. Here comes Odell running it again, and he'll get about a yard is all. 3rd down and 6 or 7, depending on where the spot is. Sideline officials don't agree always on the spot. This official on this side had him down at the 31-yard line. The official in the middle spotted it at the 30. And that's the Smoky Valley 6. Back for quarter number 4. Right after this 30-second timeout.
Do you know what major TV networks, Hall of Fame athletes, wineries, pubs, famous chefs, and brides and grooms from across the country have in common? They all purchase custom-etched glass at glassdecorators.com. HempsLloyd.glassdecorators.com has been providing carefully crafted etched glass for nearly 30 years. An effective tool for company branding, etched glasses are also perfect for school and civic groups, special occasions, and that one-of-a-kind gift they won't receive anywhere else. Hempsloyd Scandinavian Specialties and glassdecorators.com, supporting Smoky Valley athletics since 1984.
Welcome back to Anderson Stadium. Brett Heitschmidt leads his team back onto the field. They're facing a 3rd down and 7 in the first play of the 4th quarter. They need a score to tie this game up. Larned on a fake punt, 4th down punt, kind of a fumble-rooski kind of play with got a big score. Heitschmidt hands it off to Anderson. Anderson looks like he's got 1st down yardage. He looks like he does, and he does have 1st down yardage. So nice, strong running by Kyle Anderson. He's piling up some pretty good yards tonight.
Got 94 on 15 carries.
Kyle Anderson needs to get a couple of balls in the reception area, too, so he can get some yardage down there. So 1st and 10 Vikings, the 25-yard line. just underway in the fourth quarter. Vikings trailing by 6. Here comes Kyle Anderson again, trying to get outside. And it looks like the ball's on the ground, and the Vikings are going to recover it. So the ball got out somehow. And I think it was Odell that was over there trying to get that ball that was going out of bounds. Either Odell or Sugarin, one or the other. But it got out somehow and went way out of bounds. So Kyle will get 2 yards on that carry. But more importantly, the Vikings kept the ball. I don't know how it got out or how it got that far out, but it is 2nd down and 8 for Smoky Valley inside the 25-yard line. I formation now. Sugarin in motion to the near side. Pressure coming. Riley Odell pushing hard up the middle. He's down to the 15-yard line. Very close to first down yardage by Riley Odell, busting it loose right up the middle. It's 3rd down and very short for the Vikings. The ball is right on the 15, and they have to get to the... They don't even have to get to the 14-yard line. They only need about a half a yard, about the length of a football or a little more. They use the 25-second play clock here as well, so they know exactly how much time they have going. It's getting down 5 seconds for... Don't need a penalty right here, Kyle. Or Brett, you're going to get a penalty. Too late now.
Got to be watching that clock.
I could see it.
I don't think he was watching.
I think the Vikings called timeout before the penalty. Yeah, luckily they did. We'll keep this one right here as the Vikings got the coaching staff saw that, and I don't know, you normally had watched the official count down with his hand, and it was one of those things that they weren't watching, and they were just about to get a huge penalty there, but they ended up saving it from them. Again, thanking our sponsors for our portion of the broadcast: Gallant Tire and Auto, Phoenix Restoration, Lindsberg Family Dental, Scott, Smoky Valley Chiropractic, Art Shirt, Harriet Malary, Aflac, and Viking Auto. Well, the Vikings have it 3rd down and very short. Ball about the length of the football. Ball is at the 15-yard line. Larned has taken the lead on one of those weird plays you see about once every other year or every 3rd year. You see somebody run some kind of a fluke play that they were successful because of causing commotion. The whole team went over to the sideline. The Vikings actually started coming over to the sideline, and then you had mentioned the game clock was still running. So it was quite the play. 2 receivers for the Vikings to the near side. Abel and Schrog. Heichman under center, going to put it to Riley Odell in the middle. And he's got down power running by Riley Odell. He had big number 44. That is the Jonathan Herter. He's a big guy too, and he was on the back of Riley Odell, but Riley Odell just kept carrying him down, and they got to the 7-yard line, so it's 1st and goal, Smoky Valley. And they need to put this one in pay to tie this game up. 2 receivers to the near side. Hand off to Kyle Anderson, trying to get outside. Now cuts it up the middle. Touchdown! Kyle Anderson runs it in from 7 yards out at the 10-10 mark. And the Vikings have tied the game up at 12-12. Now the all-important 2-point or 1-point conversion. We'll see what the Vikings decide to do.
Well, whether they want to try and kick into the wind, I don't know. Looks like they may be bringing the tee out there for DeMont.
DeMont will try to put the ball game in the favor of the Vikings right here. He kicked most of the points after last year. Skylar DeMont on to do the extra point. The snap is good. The Vikings have a 13-12 lead with 10-10 left. Back right after this 30-second timeout.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Salina Regional Orthopedic Clinic. Comprehensive orthopedic care. All you need to keep moving forward. By Salina Regional Urgent Care Clinic. Skip the wait with online check-in. SalinaUrgentCare.com. By Salina Pediatric Care. Putting parents at ease. Because we all know life isn't childproof. And by Salina Regional Imaging and Diagnostics. Because the right treatments always start with an accurate diagnosis.
And welcome back to Anderson Stadium, Lindstrom Brothers Field on the campus of Bethany College. The Vikings have just taken a 1-point lead on the strength of a Kyle Anderson 7-yard run and a Skylar DeMont point after kick against that wind. Maybe not quite as strong as it was, but boy, you can see the flag. It's still blowing pretty strongly out there.
I don't think it's gusting as much as it was before.
Are the Royals doing any better?
It's still 2-5.
Skylar DeMont will kick the ball off again. He kicked 2 out of the end zone with the wind. Obviously, he won't be able to kick him out of the end zone against the wind, but he'll certainly do his job. DeMonte Phillips is one of the receivers back, and I think the other one is Keith. That's who was back earlier anyway. No, it's not Keith. It's number 7, Martin. So Martin is the return guy now. They're all ready. It's a squirrel. Hit one of the upbacks, and they land on it. It hit one of the up linemen. The line drive hit one of the linemen, but it went right to one of the return guys. One of the up guys, I think it was number 2, Caleb Nord, that jumped on it, and he went right to the ground and held it. So nothing could be done to further that ball or give that ball away. Now Larned has to put a drive together. The Viking defense has to stiffen. A wide receiver and 2 flankers to the near side, rolling to the near side, pitch to Williams, and he's going to be wrapped up by Odell. The ball came loose. The ball came loose. See who comes up with it. The ball came loose. I don't know who ends up with it. Both the officials are on top of the pile trying to decipher who it is. One of the officials has his hand up, but he's not on the bottom of the pile.
Second down. Loss of a yard.
Number 50 on the lineman is the one that came up with the ball. So position to come over and stop the big Williams. They had numbers on this side, but to no avail. Second down and 11. Vikings with a 1-point lead, 13-12. Wide receiver, the good one that's caught all the balls tonight, Bright, is to the far side. Flanker each way as well. Dropping back to pass is Smith. Dropping down, throwing it deep to Bright, and it's overthrown. Now on coverage back there is number 18 for the Vikings. That's Lane Schrog. That's where Austin Golden would be. But Austin Golden over here on the side trying to make sure what day of the week it is. He may not know what day of the week it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was a head injury or a leg injury or something. Here's a flag now. I don't know what that flag was about. I was looking downfield for the ball. It's probably going to be holding because Larned's backed way up. Yeah, holding on the Larned, so it'll be second down still. Second down now, though, and that looked like a 15-yard penalty. They went all the way back to the 21-yard line. Wide receivers both ways, flankers both ways. Smith dropping back to pass, caught, and getting more yardage. Got away from Schrog to start with was Bright, and he got it up to where the originally was. So he picked up that 16 or 17 yard. It's going to be third down and 10 now. At the 9-minute mark, Bright just made a good cut back to the ball and got it up to third down and 10. Viking defense needs to stiffen. Right, the receiver on the far side. Flankers both ways. Dropping back to pass, looking near side this time. Overthrown, intercepted! Making a diving interception was Garrett Forsberg. Forsberg just lunged out and caught it and rolled with it right away. The intended receiver was DeMonte Phillips, and Garrett Forsberg with a huge interception. Maybe, it's still 8.5 minutes left to go, but maybe the momentum has shifted to the Viking side now.
He threw that pass just over Phillips' hands. He couldn't reach it, turned around, and pass was right there over his hands, and Forsberg dove for it, grabbed it, gave the Vikings the ball.
On 3rd and 10, Larned throws an interception. Now the Vikings have it. Here comes Kyle Anderson busting it near side. He's got to the 40. He's to the 35 and driven out of bounds. Kyle Anderson running hard. And he gets about 9 yards on that carry. Get it down to the 41-yard line. They're actually looking at it. Say first down. So 10-yard gain by Kyle on that power run to the short side of the field. Do that. That would be huge for the Vikings to get a first down, several first downs, and to punch it in here against the wind. 1st and 10 Vikings, ball at the 36-yard line. Heitschmidt under center, I formation behind him. Here comes Odell running strong right up the middle, and he's got 5 yards down to the 30. Down to the 31-yard line, actually. 2nd down, and we'll call it 4. He got more than 5 yards. 2nd down and a long 4. Strong running by both Kyle Anderson and Riley Odell tonight. Kyle now is over 100 yards.
They got 112 on 18 carries. Odell's got 52 with 13 carries.
Schrag wide to the far side. Flanker is Sugarman to the near side. Heitschmidt under center, where they're trying to blast in there and get some push. Here comes Kyle Anderson. He's get down to near the 20-yard line. He's still pushing down to about the 17-yard line. It's going to be nearly a 10 or 12-yard pickup on that play. Kyle Anderson broke into the secondary. They were blitzing their linebackers, so once he got back past that first core rushing, he got to the 17 line. Touchdown right here. Riley Odell, he's running free. He's down inside the 10-yard line to about the 9. And the 2nd down and 1 for the Vikings. Give credit to those linemen up front. They are just making some holes in Skylar DeMott and Wampler. Elliott's out with an injury. Alex Goodwin in there doing a great job.
A lot of those big holes are coming on this left side.
They are just making big hole after big hole in that line over there. It's Wampler and DeMott on this left side that are doing, and Max Howe as the tight end on the near side. The Odell line of scrimmage for barely maybe half the distance. It was 2nd down and a long one. Now it's 2nd down and 3rd down and a short one. So it's 3rd down and short. Ball at the 9-yard line. Now just 6:15 and counting left on the 4th quarter clock. Vikings up by 1 and driving after that Garrett Forsberg interception. Abel wide to the far side. Heitschmidt under center. Here comes Kyle Anderson. Kyle Anderson, touchdown from the 9-yard line. Kyle Anderson at the 5:55 mark takes it in 9 yards, and the Vikings go ahead by the score of 19-12.
That's his 3rd touchdown tonight. 20 carries, 133 yards.
Point after, I think the Vikings are going to go for 2 here. It looks like to me anyway. Schrag coming in. You're running power football with Kyle Anderson. You take a 2-point conversion now, and you can cause them to take 2 scores. We'll see if they can do the 2-point conversion. Heitschmidt under center. Turn and hand it off to Kyle Anderson. This time he's wrapped up in the backfield. Great pursuit by Herder. Herder probably had an indication of what they were going to do, and the Vikings have a 19-12 lead with 5:55 to go. Back after this 30-second timeout.
August is back to school time, and Overhead Door knows you have a lot on your mind. Did the kids remember their house key? Did the kids lose their house key? Will they be able to get in the house when they get home? Let Overhead Door eliminate the worry and confusion with a keyless entry for your garage. This month, Overhead Door Company is offering 50% off a worry-free keyless entry system with the purchase of an installed operator. Overhead Door Company of North Central Kansas in Salina and McPherson. Online at odcnck.com.
Well, it's been an interesting second half. It hasn't gone anything the way we figured it would. We figured the Vikings would score and air it out a little bit with the wind, but they've put 2 running touchdowns on the board in this fourth quarter to take a 19-12 lead. Now, Skylar DeMott will be kicking off again. See where we go with this last 5:55. It's a kind of a pooch kick. Lands, takes a bounce back toward the Vikings, but Larned
have it at about the 36
cover,
maybe,
35-yard line, 36. They covered up well right there, and they have it 1st and 10. Now trailing by 7. Not only do they have to get a touchdown, now they have to get a 1-point conversion to tie and a 2-point conversion to win it. So they've got some opportunities, but the Viking defense has been playing so well here. Still plenty of time on the clock. Smith has gone almost all the way at quarterback in this half and haven't really done much of that wildcat formation, only a couple of times. The mix up in the middle, big run in the middle by Larned, number 23. I think that's that Davis again, I believe, running it. And he'll get about 7, maybe 8 yards on the carry. That is Davis, number 23 on that run. They kind of did a double field trying to throw the Vikings off. 5.5 minutes now left to go. 2nd down and 3 for Larned. We're in the fourth quarter and the Vikings up 19-12. Wide receiver each way. Now in motion to the far side, going on the sweep to the far side and having a little bit of room, getting 1st down yardage, but that's it before the Vikings wrap up. Leading the charge on that wrap-up was Kai Shugan, I think. No, Alan Wampler. Wampler on the stop. 1st down yardage up to the 49. And they move the chains. 5:06 now remaining here in the fourth quarter. Start the clock. Can't start that clock quick enough. Bright, the wide receiver that's caught it. Almost everything that's close to him is on the near side. Double flanker. Another crossing formation. Here comes that play again, and they get about 5 yards on that carry by Davis.
Like a double handoff.
Yeah, it's a crossing pattern, and they fake to the big guy Williams. I'd give it to him a little more often, but they don't, and they give it to Davis, who's got some yardage, but he gets about a long 5, maybe 6 on that play. 2nd down and 4. Now the official called timeout for an equipment malfunction of one of the Vikings. I think it's Kane Wing adjusted his shoulder pads or something. Now they'll get the ready for play and go. In motion, now dropping back to pass is Smith, going deep down the side. Oh, it's way overthrown.
Yep.
Intended receiver was Herder, laying Schrag in coverage over there on the sideline, but he was not anywhere close to being reception. And that'll bring up 3rd down and about a long 4 for for Larned. They have to get to the 41-yard line, and they're not quite to the 45, so 4.5 or so on the yardage needed. Goes to the far side wide. Tailback single now behind Smith. Handed it off to Williams in the middle. He's got first down yardage down to the 40-yard line. The Vikings giving up a little bit too much yardage now. 4 minutes and 1 second remain here in this fourth quarter. Still a lot of lightning, but I think it's a long ways off to the east.
Yeah.
We'll run the clock. 3:55 and counting. Larned's got plenty of time, but they've got to get a touchdown and at least a 1-point extra point.
Yeah, the Vikings need some stops here.
Now they got the lighter guy in the backfield. I don't know which one of the tailbacks it is. They're going to run it right up the middle. He's got running room. He's got about 8 yards. That's number 22. Brandon Bartz, the senior. Probably a little more speed than that Big Williams, but Big Williams is a bruising back. 3:21 now and counting. A pickup of about 7 on that play. Second down and 3. Ball at the 33-yard line. Single back in the backfield. Now the Vikings are going to call timeout. Smoky Valley calls a timeout with 3:08 left to go. Probably a good timeout by Coach Lambert. We'll keep this one right here. Settle his team down a little bit. They're picking up some yardage, getting a couple of first downs. Just got to remind them, play assignment sound, key the ball. Got to key the ball. Got to know where the ball is and what they're doing with it. They're trying to cross that play in the backfield to try to cause some confusion, but I think the Vikings just going over their assignments right now would be what I'm thinking.
Well, it's like you say, keep an eye on the ball, so make sure you know where it's at, because whether it's a cross play or double handoff, whatever, you got to watch it close. Plug the holes. You can't let them have big yardage.
No question about that. Second down and 3. Ball at the 33-yard line with 3:08 left to go in this fourth quarter. Vikings leading by the score of 19-12. Boy, that would have been huge to have a 2-point conversion to be successful. That would have been make it a big one, but didn't get it. Wide receiver and flanker wide to the far side. Flanker to the near side. Dropping back to pass, going deep down the sideline, and incomplete. Good defense by Schraub that time. He was right there. Bright and him kind of collided a little bit, but they weren't trying to stop each other. They were going for the ball, so that was a great defensive play by Lane Schraub. Now it's third down, and I thought it was third down. Is it just second?
Yeah.
Third down and 3. Ball at the 33-yard line. Double flanker, wide receiver to left, turn and hand it off to the big guy in the middle, and he doesn't get it. Running hard was number 22 again, Bartz. So they're really changing up their personnel in the backfield. Riley Odell in on the tackle, but he got that stinger activated again. He is slow to react there. Now it's fourth down. Can the Vikings stop them? 2:35 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Smith barking out signals, turns and hands it off, and it got first down yardage. Great play by Kyle Anderson to stop it, but Odell is just slow getting up. They need to get somebody in for him. I know he can't be at full strength. He gets to the 28-yard line by the heart. Who carried that one, Darryl? Ball at the 28-yard line. First down, Larned, trailing by 7. 2:15 and counting. Clock running. Wide receiver Bright to the near side. Rolling to the near side now on the toss, and great defense that time by Zach Abel, coming up to trip up the runner Bartz. He got maybe a yard on the play. Actually, no gain on the play. Second down and, maybe a half a yard. Second Second down and long. Minute 45 now and counting here in the fourth quarter. Larned with the wind, with the ball, needing to score to tie this game up. We'll get within one, then it'll be the extra point that'll decide the game. In motion to the near side, dropping back to pass. Smith throwing it on the outside, and it's not even close. Schrog actually making a break on the ball, had a better chance to get to it than the receiver Bright did. So second down and long, now third down and long. So third down and long for the Vikings, or for the Larned Viking defense. Trying to get the crowd fired up. Smith brings him to the line of scrimmage. Wide receiver to the near side, flanker both ways. Back behind them in the backfield, and now somebody calls timeout. Larned calls timeout. We'll step aside this time as well. 1:25 to go. 30-second timeout. Back right after this.
Wake up feeling puny? Can't stand up straight? Does your toddler have a croupy cough? Don't worry. The Family Healthcare Clinic at Lindsborg Community Hospital now has walk-in sick clinic hours. Every Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m., you can be seen without an appointment for what ails you. This service available only to established patients of the Family Healthcare Clinic. For more information, visit lindsborghospital.org. That's lindsborghospital.org.
Back at Anderson Stadium, Don Binks along with Daryl Johnson, Jared Bass working the controls from us. Big third down right here, you bet. Wide receiver Bright to the far side, double flanker, wide. Single back with Smith. He's rolling to the flat, thrown out in the flat, caught, and tripped up. Nice tackle by Lane Schrog out there. They're picking on the sophomore, and he's stepping up to the plate. They pick up about 3 on the play. Ball to the 25-yard line. Now it's fourth down and a long 7, short 8. And just a minute 4, 3, 2, 1 minute left. Each team has one timeout. But it's a fourth down for Larned. This is make or break it right here. Can the Viking defense stop them? Wide receiver Bright to the near side. Now the Vikings will call their final timeout. So Coach Lambert wants to talk it over with his Viking defense. You never know if that's the right call or not. How do you know if you should? Maybe they don't have the exact play called that they want. Help them out and call a timeout. But I'm thinking that's a good timeout. Riley Odell is their heart and soul of this defensive team. He's got a little stinger that keeps. He probably needs a quick 30-second break. So I think it's a great timeout by Coach Lambert, and see if he can get his defense coordinated. And like we said earlier, watch the ball, watch the keys. What they're going to do, I would assume they're going to pass because they just kind of abandoned their run game all of a sudden. They've thrown a couple of short passes out in the flats, trying to get some kind of bubble screen kind of things going. So we'll see what they end up deciding to call here.
Because they need 7 yards just to get the first down.
Exactly. So Larned out there ready to go. The Vikings break their huddle. The Vikings are out of timeouts now. Probably doesn't matter with only 48 seconds left to go. Wide receiver and flanker near side. Wide Smith. Can take a knee and run this clock out and secure their first victory of the year. They went to the pass and they put in one of their big guns, 6'2", 185 junior Devontae Phillips, but he could not come up with the ball. And they're picking on the youngster Lane Schrog over there after Austin Golden went out with a injury. And Lane Schrog doing his job of defending that ball well. He was right there. Heitschmidt takes a knee. Hands the ball back to the official. I don't think Larned, well, they are going to go ahead and call a timeout, but the Vikings, with only 35 seconds left, they certainly don't need to have, there's no way they can stop the ball, so the Vikings are going to come away with a victory. First victory of the year to go to 1-1. And the Vikings have done it with sheer determination, sheer effort, and played this game the way it's supposed to be played, with hard nose and not turning over the ball. Probably one of the things that bothered Larned more than anything, Darryl, was penalties. They've had a ton of penalties tonight. Vikings back out onto the field for this snap, and one more will be enough to do it. Heitschmidt brings him to the line of scrimmage. He takes a knee. They'll set it down for the ready for play. And the official looking back and say, we do the ready for play. We don't even have to snap it. They didn't do the ready for play, and this ball game is over. The Smoky Valley Vikings, after the weather delay, they don't even have to snap it. They finally realize that now. There's a second or two difference between the play clock and the game clock. And Smoky Valley has won the game. Our final score, Smoky Valley 19, Larned 12. Back to wrap up this game for you after this timeout.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Don Bankston and Farm Bureau Financial Services. Good luck, Vikings and Swedes, in all your games this year. Boyd Accounting, wishing the best of luck to the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. Overhead Door Company of North Central Kansas, offering free estimates. Call them today in Salina or McPherson, or visit them online at odcnck.com. And the Rolander Agency, your Lindsborg Realtor, online at rolanderonline.com. Thank you for supporting Lindsborg Athletics. The Bank of Teskett proudly supports the Smoky Valley Vikings and Bethany Swedes. With locations in Salina, Lindsborg, Lincoln, and Teskett, the Bank of Teskett is rated 5-star by Bauer Financial. The Bank of Teskett, generations of confidence, relationships for life. Member FDIC. Go Vikings and go Swedes.
We're the Bank of Teskett.
This is the Smoky Valley Vikings postgame show. Analysis from tonight's game, scores, and a look at next week's opponent. This is Smoky Valley football on 95.5 The Rock.
And welcome back to Anderson Stadium, joined by Coach James here, and I don't know how working out, but I was hoping the Vikings would get the wind in the third quarter, or the fourth quarter. They got the wind in the third quarter and didn't score, and then it's like we're getting all nervous, and then we put 2 touchdowns on the board against the wind in the fourth quarter. I think our Vikings played a great second half.
Oh, really, really gutsy performance by our kids. And what I am most proud about was they pulled the trick play off on us, and we came right back and drove the field and scored. We fought back instantly and right away and came right back at them, and that's probably the turning point of the game right there, because we kept our poise, we didn't get rattled, we got ourselves together, and we put together a great drive and went right back and scored after they did something good. We did something even better. So that's tremendous. We're growing when we do things like that.
That was a play they brought everybody over to their sideline. They came out in punt formation. It looked like we were thinking they were going to call timeout. It was a confusing play, and then all of a sudden, I guess they snapped it to one of the up guys. I didn't even look because I was following the punter. I thought the ball was snapped, and then all of a sudden he was running for a touchdown. We had no chance to stop him, so that'll be an interesting play to see on film.
Yeah, it will be. You know, they did. That was great design. Take my hats off to them. That's the first time I've ever seen it designed that way. They're very clever by them. But also, I think it's a tribute to our kids from the standpoint that they were having to try to pull rabbits out of the hat to get something going.
Yeah, no. 30 yards was just a beast tonight. Riley Odell, he got the play. He knew he was having some issues while he was playing, but he really gutted it out tonight as well.
He did. Those guys had a nice game. Even better, our offensive line. I mean, they were bringing everybody in the kitchen sink, and we found a way to get them blocked because we knew if we could just get them blocked, that we could make some big runs, and that's what happened. So bully for our offensive line for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I gave them kudos 2 or 3 times during the second half as they were blocking and opening some big holes. Beck Elliott ended up sitting out the